And unmute my microphone. And welcome, everybody. Tonight we are again here at Talladega Motor Speedway for Season 2 in the Gen 6 Cup. I've got my best friend here, Jay. Jay, how you doing tonight?
Oh, man, it's Talladega, baby.
Talladega.
We're going to go racing here in the Gen 6 Motor City Cup Series. The best iRacers in the biz. We got a full field here for Talladega. We're going to be tackling the high banks here at Talladega. I'm excited. Are we going to see Rex today? Are we going to see exciting finish? I don't know, but it's going to be wild.
Yeah, definitely some drama we're probably going to witness tonight. Maybe not, Matt Crafton-esque, side blow there or whatever you'd like to call that, door bumper clear. But, we might just see a little bit of drama on track in this virtual world. Now, real quick, though, let's go over some track facts. Do we really have to give a lot of track facts here? This is just infamous. You know what I mean? Look, we're at Talladega Superspeedway, a 2.65 mile track. We got a track temp of 98 degrees Fahrenheit. This track sits 540 feet above sea level. 81 degrees ambient, 37% humidity, clear skies, 4-mile-an-hour winds. Tonight, in the booth, it's just Jay and I. We're going to knock it out of this park. What do you think, Jay?
Oh, yeah, man. I am so ready for this. 33 degrees of banking in these corners. We could see up to 5 wide racing out here at Talladega. This is the best oval in the world, without a doubt. Best racetrack. I am so excited. This field is stacked. I'm looking over here at the entry list for this race, and we've got just a field of competitive racers trying to take the crown here at Talladega. I am so ready to do this tonight.
And we've got the top 7 under a blanket right now in practice. These guys are, these guys have been practicing all week long, Jay. We've seen it in the Discord channels. These guys communicating back and forth, putting up practice lobbies, putting up qualifying lobbies, try and help each other out. These guys are so competitive, but they're also very nice to reach out and lend a hand when needed. These guys, again, all week long preparing for this race. And, it shows. Look at this. The top 10 within 3/10 of each other in practice here. So it's going to get a little bit more crazy once we go into qualifying. We're going to see the cream of the crop. See everybody who put the most time into their setups. They're going to rise to the top here in qualifying as we round practice up. But Jay, let's go into a little bit of race predictions. What can we see tonight, and who is your choice to win this race?
I think we're going to see a lot of teamwork at its finest tonight. We've got Rob Collier, Matt Yost, they work well together. We got G-Force with Seward, Oaks, and Henderson. Manning Motorsports showing out with Campbell, Manning, and Gwenningsman. We're always fast, and I think that's where I'm looking at for my favorite is out of that Manning Motorsports camp. Not Travis Manning this week, though. I think Chad Gwenningsman making an appearance back here in the Gen 6 Series. I think he takes the win tonight with help from his teammates.
Jay, you took my pick right there.
Great minds think alike.
That's right. Look, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of on-track action. We're going to be seeing lots of passes. These guys have, again, lended hands to people who needed some help to help build their setups. We might be seeing a very close-knit group in terms of setup philosophies, or we might just see, a lot of the same thing. I don't know. We're gonna find out, though. Here comes qualifying. Travis Manning is hitting the track right now. Let's get zoomed in on him and watch his run in that number 99. As he's just coming off of pit road there. Travis has a win this year. Travis has a win. Jamie Knopf has a win. I don't see him on the entry list today. It's a little surprising.
Yeah, that's a little surprising for sure. He's one of those guys that always finds a way to be in the front of these races late, not on the entry list. But we'll see what they could do in qualifying. We know Rob Showtime Collier is in the field tonight. He is one of the quickest of all the racetracks we go to. Always a threat for pole. Let's see what he can do tonight.
Absolutely. We got a couple new faces in here, too. Go ahead and... a couple. I said a couple, but, well, kind of. Daniel Diorio joining us tonight. It's his first race in the Nexus Leagues. Thank you for coming out, sir. We appreciate you. We got a pretty stacked field tonight. I'm excited to see what this 78 car can do against these Nexus guys.
Yeah, it's an ultimate wild card. It's just a great place to make your debut in the Motor City Cup. Kind of set yourself up and learn some of the faces and learn a little bit of what it's like to compete against these drivers, the best iRacers in the business.
That's right. Travis Manning, though, coming through the tri-oval and across the start-finish line. Let's see what kind of a lap time he can put up. A 50.6. Daniel, the 78 car, he beats Manning. He's on provisional pole right now with a 50.1, 5/10 of a second quicker at the moment.
Damn, Daniel, what a way to make a debut out here in the Motor City Cup Series.
Rob Collier just barely inching out Daniel right now in that O2 car. Chad Gwenigsman puts it up P3 ahead of Travis Manning. Travis is coming out of turn 4 now. Matt Yost goes P3 in his number 70 Ford. 99, though, coming through the tri-oval. Let's see if he can best that time. Currently P5. And he goes P1 with a 50.07. We got to see where Rob Collier comes out at. Daniel just past the start-finish line. Improves a little bit, but not enough. Here comes Collier through the tri-oval. And crossing the start-finish line now. Collier does not best his time. He stays P2. Travis Manning on provisional pole right now. Let's go ahead and look at Monday night's winner in the Fun Around and Find Out series. Tim Henderson.
Looks like he's coming to take green here, using that outside line to build all that momentum to the run to the green. Here he comes to start his lap.
Steven Downton putting it P6 at the moment. Matt Yost is rounding out your top 5 at the moment. Jordan Whiting crosses the start-finish line. He goes P7. Actually, here's Brad Haldane. He's about to complete a lap. Going into the tri-oval now. Let's just watch him for a second. Let's see what that 39 car can do. Brad Haldane, P8 with a 50.3. He's still got some time to make up. Dallas Seward. Michael Campbell goes P2. He beats out Rob Collier. Here's Tim Henderson coming through the tri-oval and crossing the start-finish line now. Let's see what he can do. A P13 with a 51.3. He's still got some time to make up, though. Let's see what he can do. Looks like Javon's having some mechanical issues there. We'll go switch over to Alexander Light. It looks like he's having some mechanical issues as well. Brad Haldane's coming across the line again. Let's see what he can do. He does not best it. Brad Haldane coming back to P10. Here's Tim Henderson coming off of turn 4 now. Through the tri-oval he goes and crossing the start-finish line now. Let's see what he can do. A 51.36. He's not going to best his time. Tim Henderson sits P13. Here's a number 45 car. We've seen him pretty quick at a couple races, Jay. Do you think he can get it done tonight?
Yeah, he's been really fast in the opening of this season. A threat everywhere we've been. Let's see what he can do in his qualifying time. Maybe get towards the front of this field to start this race.
Absolutely. The 45 car trying to gain as much momentum as he can. He's going to use this first lap as a momentum lap as well. So we're going to be seeing that second lap be the quick time. Jay, why don't you talk a little bit about why these drivers take the high line on their warm-up and possibly their first lap as well. Tell us a little bit why the drivers do that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So on your first lap, you want to make the track as big as possible. You want to create as much speed as you can, run as wide around the track as you can, and then you're going to use that momentum that you built, all that speed up on the outside, take it to the bottom, and you're going to pin the white double yellow line on the bottom and try and maximize your lap time by taking the shortest route around.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, look, you could just see the 45 of Greg Schall did that. He crossed the line with the 50.89, but you're going to see that time drastically improve on the second lap. You can see him moving up down the back straightaway. Less input of the steering wheel means less drag, less resistance on the front tires. So he's taking a real big swoop into turn 1 and a real big swoop into turn 3. And then coming off of the exit of the corner, he's swooping out real wide. He wants the least amount of resistance on the front tires so he can keep that speed up. So here comes the 45 now through the tri-oval. We'll see. Hopefully this is big for the 45 coming across the start-finish line. And he goes P10 with a 50.2. And that right there pretty much sums up our qualifying runs. We've got one car in the pits. That is Robert Gast. He may not be making a qualifying appearance today.
Wow, what a quick qualifying we had here. I mean, those Manning Motorsports cars 1-2, Rob Collier P3, Daniel Diorio in his debut qualifies P4, and then another Manning Motorsports car up there in P5. Wow, those are some lap times right there, all separated there by 4/100ths of a second. That's crazy quick.
And all the way down to 7th, Jay. They're a 10th together. You know, that's big. That's huge. That means we're gonna get a pack of cars here that are very, very similar, or hopefully their race trim is very similar to their qualifying trim. We'll see, you know, how that plays out in the race. A lot of different things happen here at Talladega. We've seen in the past. If you guys have seen our Super Speedway broadcast before, like our Nexus 499 that we do with the 87s, or some of our Season 1 stuff, it gets wild. It gets real wild and real quick.
Yeah, it gets exciting. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what strategy these teams implement here tonight. We know that these guys are going to be finding their teammates early and often and working to either maintain the track position, to stay in front of the big wreck, or maybe they're going to drop to the back and ride around a little bit all night to stay behind or to avoid the wreck as well. Who knows what these guys got planned out, but I know whatever it is, it's going to be exciting.
It sure is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be wrapping up this qualifying session. I can pretty confidently say congratulations to Travis Manning on your pole tonight in that number 99 Ford machine. Congratulations, really, to the team there, the team of Manning Motorsports. They came out in force tonight. You know what, Jay? Let's go ahead and pull up Travis and let's talk a little bit of strategy. What do you think?
I like it. Let's see what they got planned here.
Travis Manning, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Got you guys.
Hey, congratulations on your pole there. A great lap that you put in. A little bit of competition there for the top 7, really. A 10th only separating you from 7th place. We know you put in a lot of time in to your setup, and you actually held a lot of practice sessions for these Nexus guys. It seemed to work out pretty well for you. You got any thoughts on your pull tonight?
Yeah, definitely excited to start up front. Not excited at the same time. These races can get pretty hectic pretty quick. The super speedway stuff, especially with this Gen 6 car, it can get rowdy from the time the green flag drops. So who knows? Maybe at some point of the race we'll drop back and play it conservative. But for right now, we got the Manning Motorsports guys on the front row, and we're gonna see where we go from here.
Absolutely. Real quick, maybe talk a little bit to us about what you're expecting tonight. Maybe a little bit of strategy that you and Manning Motorsports might be playing, or something to give us a little bit of an insight so we could talk about it during the race.
Without getting too far into the strategy, definitely on the conservative side. It's 94 laps. That means there's 94 laps that we can get bent up in an accident, and so we just got to take it easy, play it cool for the first 93 laps, and see if we can at least make it there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming up here, Travis. Congratulations again on your pole, and good luck today. We can't wait to watch you guys out there on track.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was your pole winner for tonight. Again, Travis Manning, congratulations. That's big. That's really big. I really feel like this Manning Motorsports team, they're making a statement right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I like the little bit of hint that he gave us, a little conservative. He says they're going to plan on running tonight. I don't know how conservative it could be at 200 miles an hour, but we'll see. We'll see what they've got planned. I'm sure whatever it is, it's going to shock us, and we're going to be surprised when they take this early lead and maybe try to maintain this track position.
I think we're about to witness another Nexus classic here. We've got a couple of those, ones that just come to mind here. Alex Fox at Bristol with the Rewind Series. Alex Fox at Daytona with the Rewind Series. Rob Collier at Richmond pulling off that win. This one right here, this one's going to make that list. I can feel it tonight. It's going to be a great race. It's going to be extremely competitive. We're going to be seeing some crazy, amazing stuff out of these drivers. The best drivers in the business, the best drivers on the service, coming to you guys and YouTube straight to your couch, bedroom, bed, kitchen, fish tank, wherever you may be.
Yes, I am so excited. And look who is currently your number one here in the warm-up. Take note of this guy, Steven Doughton. He is your defending race winner here at Talladega in the Motor City Cup. He won this race last year in dramatic fashion. Can he do it again? Can he go back to victory lane back-to-back at Talladega in the Motor City Cup Series?
I think it's a possibility, for sure. I think it's a possibility for anybody to get up there and lead some laps, be there at the end, because you can't win a race unless you cross the start-finish line, right? You got to make it there first. This is one of the guys to keep your eye on. He keeps his stuff clean. If he can stay out of the bad luck, he's had a bad string of races here, but that could easily be turned around here at Talladega.
Oh, yeah. We've got less than a minute left in this warm-up session. These guys got their last little adjustments, shook the cars down, getting buckled into those rigs, stretching their arms out, their fingers getting ready to grab that wheel and hold it tight as they're going to be flying around this track in traffic, multiple lanes of racing. Man, it's just amazing what we're going to witness tonight and what these drivers are thinking going into the race. Travis Manning sounds like he's going to go conservative. We're going to find out. We're about to find out. We're going to go green here in less than 5 minutes from now.
10 more seconds for these drivers to get right. Make sure their equipment's good to go. Maybe double checking your wheel setup and your pedal setup, making sure that everything reads fine. These guys are very competitive, and any small advantage these guys can gain, they will find it and they will use it. As we now go into our grid for the race. On pole tonight, Travis Manning in the number 99 car with his teammate Michael Campbell in the number 898 starting P2.
Starting P3 in that 02, it's Rob Showtime Collier. And starting to the outside in his debut, Daniel Diorio in the number 78.
Chad Gwenigsman in the number 97 starting P5 with Alexander Light on the outside of him in the number 13 starting P6.
Old Matty Yost in the 70 starting P7 with Steven S.K. Doughton, your defending race winner in the 09 starting P8.
A huge supporter of the Dega Boys channel, Dallas Seward, starting P9 in the number 38 car with Gregory Shaw on the outside of him in the number 45, starting P10.
Starting 11th, always fast, Jordan Whiting in the number 24 car. And to the outside of him, rounding out your top 12 starters tonight, Bad Brad Haldane in that number 39 car.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the grid done. These guys are gridding up for the race. Pace car is off, and we will see these guys pacing behind it. We are going green flag next time by. Your leader, Travis Manning, will be leading the field to green, and a very familiar sight that we've seen this season so far, with his teammate on the outside of him, Michael Campbell. Jay, what do you think we expect going into turn 1? Do you think the teammates are going to go side by side? You think they're going to go single file here? Are we going to see a little bit of collaboration by these two cars?
Yeah, I think they're going to want to link up early. I believe that this beginning of this race, it's going to be wild into turn 1. They're going to go and try and line up, work together, and then we might see a little bit of conservative racing here at the beginning of this race. And then all the greatness that we're going to witness will unfold. We are going to be prepared for 94 laps here at Talladega Motor City Cup Best iRace in Business. 18 of them on grid. We're going to go green flag racing this time by.
All right, coming off of turn 4 now. These drivers are tightening their belts. The pace car coming off the racing surface. Grab your dinner, drink it, grab your beer, and eat it, because, ladies and gentlemen, we're going green flag racing after coming over this tri-oval. The 99 car going to be leading this field to green with Michael Campbell in the number 98 Ford. On the outside of him, we've got teammates on the front row. The green flag is in the air. The 99 gets a good start on the inside as the 98. You saw him get a little squirrely there, but he's coming back on the outside. The 78, the 3 car, they're pushing real hard. They're trying to get that 98 out in front of his teammate. They do it. The 78 has the 3 car behind him at the moment. He's making a run to the front. They're going to get a great run coming down the back straightaway and off of turn 2 now. The Manning Motorsports guy go below the yellow line. They're going to the back. The 02 car, the 78 car duking it out going down the back straightaway.
The conservative strategy is being played. The Manning Motorsports guys drop to the back as now Daniel DiOrio in his debut. He's to the outside of Rob Collier as we go through turns 3 off of turn 4. It's a little tight there. Near contact was made between Collier and Alexander Light. DiOrio's going to cover the bottom, cover the front of Collier. He's going to work with him as Alexander Light with help from Steven Dowden on the outside as we complete lap 1 here at Talladega.
Alexander Light leads the first lap of this race. 93 more laps to go. The 3 car holding very strong on the outside. Steven Dowden behind him, giving him some great pushing power with the 45 car behind him. The outside lane is prevailing extremely well versus the inside lane. They've already got 3 car lengths, almost 3, clear to the bottom. Now going into turn 3.
Into turn 3, Alexander Light still leads on the outside. He's got a car length. No, DiOrio and Collier come back at him on the inside. We're going to be legging it down the front stretch here, down through the tri-oval, still side by side for the lead of this race, as we got 2 uniform lines evenly matched on the inside and the outside. As we go across the line, Alexander Light, I believe, led that lap as he continues to lead into turn 1, still side by side for the lead.
Notice how the outside lane is a lot more organized. They got cars front bumper to rear bumper. That is what is helping them out a lot. The 78 car goes up to block the 3. He shuts the door. He wants the outside lane. Rob Collier going underneath the yellow line to get to the back of the back. The 78 now goes to the bottom, and the 3 car of Alexander Light is looking to go to the outside. Steven Dowden trying to push him to try to get around the 78, coming off of turn 4 now.
Yeah, that's the Oreo. He's got a pretty big gap there. He's going to allow the guys behind him to get a great run. Steven Down and Gregory Shaw are looking to make a move on Alexander Light as he defends that outside line. Steven Down is flying right now. He's trying to find his way to the front of this field. He takes it to the bottom into turn 1. He wants to lead this race early. He's going to go to the inside of Alexander Light. He is going to take the lead as we leave turn 2.
Side by side now for the lead of this race. Steven Downton on the inside, Alexander Light on the outside. That number 3 car very strong with the pushers behind him, but the 45 gets out in front of the 09. That inside lane just seems to be struggling a little bit more than what we've seen in the past. The outside lane, a very strong pack of cars. That 3 car must be extremely fast to be holding on to that outside lane. But coming off of turn 4 now, the 45 leads.
We continue to jockey for position. Everybody wants to lead this race. Gregory Shaw is leading now as Steven Down looks to the outside. Shaw
he turns him!
He gets turned! Big one! And Talladega Diolio's around! Alexander Light's around! Henderson's into it! Major collision going into turn 1.
A big wreck here on lap 5. Lots of cars involved. We had the whole group together. You could see the rear end of that 78 car is busted out of that thing. He's going to have to limp that thing back around to pit lane and get his quick repair on only lap 5 of this race. That is a huge blow to this 78 team. It's a huge blow to everybody involved. Did Travis Manning get in that? No, it does not look like it. Let's go ahead and look at his teammate Michael Campbell. It doesn't look like he's in it. The 45, the rear end of that thing's busted out of it as well. He's going to have to take his quick repair early. Big news. The 6 car, George Oakes, he's blown a motor. Man, big complications here early in this race.
Yeah, that strategy of the Manning Motorsports and Rob Collier to drop to the back of the field, they must have sensed that this was coming. They decided to bail on this pack, and they avoided that collision as multiple cars, multiple issues for a lot of your front runners early on in this race.
Let's go ahead and look at this yellow flag here, Jay, and see what happened. We're going to go back up to the 45 car. We saw him and Downton get a little bit of contact here. Let's go ahead and look. I apologize for that. Not going to happen again. All right. Let's go ahead and see. The 45 was leading this pack through the tri-oval. The 09 looks to be going to the outside of the 45. And the 45 seems to shut the door just a little bit. And it was a little bit of a bad push right there. The 45 going over the 20. We saw this view during the race. Let's rewind it a little bit. We know a couple of other cars got caught up in that. Let's see what happened. 39 gets into the 78 trying to avoid the wreck.
Whoa, did you see the 68 car of Maddox? Holy cow.
Let's look. 68 car, Daniel Maddox. Wow! Holy cow! And then he avoided Seward.
Top 10. Oh my
We gotta go on
goodness.
board with this. This is insane. On board with the Dega Boys, Cam. Let's see what Daniel saw. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was some amazing wreck avoidance there by the 68 car. Unbelievable. We got the Manning Motorsports guys down pit road. You see the 45 right there. Definitely had to take a quick repair. This 6 car definitely had to take a quick repair there. Tim Henderson's got a little bit of damage on his front end there. Not electing to take the quick repair. Robert Gast on pit road too. Looks like he's got a pretty clean car. But back up front here, Brad Haldane is your new leader.
Yeah, this race got shook up on its head a little bit. A lot of your front runners there involved in that accident. Maybe we're going to see a little bit more conservative strategy here now that a lot of these guys have used their quick repair early in this race. I mean, this is changing the entire complexion of what some of these guys had planned coming into this race. see what we can do for the rest of this. We're going to go on board here with Tim Henderson. He said he had a great view.
All right, back with you guys. We've got a lots of drivers coming down pit road right now. The 45, something happened to him again.
Looked like he might have missed his pit box there. He's going to try and pull right in.
He's got some more damage, too. He just took his quick repair. We might have to rewind this just a little bit. Let's see what happened to this 45. Oh, no. Coming off of pit road and loses it after taking his quick repair. That is unfortunate.
Oh, no. Clipped the apron in the wrong angle trying to come back on the track. We've seen that done before.
We have. All right. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going green flag racing. This time by Daniel Maddox in the 68 after witnessing that incredible crash avoidance is going to be leading this field to green. Jordan Whiting on the outside of him in that beautiful 24 DuPont paint scheme there. We've got the 6 car behind them, George Oaks. And Daniel Diorio fighting his way back up to 4th place. Robert Gast is in P5.
Yeah, that non-qualifying effort might have played into his favor with the track position now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the pace car is off of the racing surface. This 68 is going to be entering the tri-oval. If you look at the apron there, there'll be a little Geico blue area. That is the restart zone. As the 68 gets a great jump over the whole field there. Daniel Maddox having a huge run over the 24. The 24 not really having much to compete with that at the moment. The 6 car, George Oaks, on the inside. Daniel Diorio on the outside. We're still side by side for the top 4 as Jordan Whiting now takes control of this race in the 24 car coming off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Yeah, as we're going to continue to race down the Alabama Gang super stretch, the field spreads out here as Jordan Whiting's got the lead. We got help up on the outside. Maddox is getting all the push he needs from Diorio. They're trying to go to the lead. Here they come to the outside. Maddox is going to take the lead with all the help from Diorio. And look at Zach Bates. Where did he come from? He's trying to join these guys up on the outside.
Zach Bates possibly looking to go 3 wide right there. He doesn't have any help. It's not going to get far, but Daniel Maddox still having that 78 car behind him, pushing him across the start-finish line. He is going to lead lap number 9, going into lap 10 now, going into turn 1 as well. We're seeing a lot of single-file racing here as the 68 of Daniel Maddox continues to lead this race.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job pinning it down on the line as we got Robert Gast. He's bailing on the field here. The field is accordion like sprawling out as now you see the outside line. George Oaks getting help from Zach Bates. Zach Bates is a lap down, trying to get his lap back. As you look back, the Manning Motorsports guys, they found each other. They're linking up. Can they make a charge to the front and get past Daniel Maddox?
The 3 teammates of Manning Motorsports, they are hooked up and ready to go. Daniel Diorio still in 2nd place, pushing that 68 car across the start-finish line now. Daniel Maddox leading another lap there. We've got the top 5. They are in their own group. Once we get out of the top 5, we got Matt Yost. He is leading that pack. Matt Yost is P5. Top 4 all by themselves. as these guys continue to try and track down that lead pack.
Yeah, I called it in the pre-race. We knew Matt Yost and Rob Collier, they work so well together at these super speedways. They found each other now here on lap 11, and they are flying. They have got a good group of cars with them. They've got Bad Brad Haldane behind them. Alexander Light's in this pack. They're linked together. They're going to try and challenge to get to the front of this field, as those leaders are running phenomenal lap times, just maintaining that gap and working together as well.
And here it is. Here comes Matt Yost. He's going to look to make a move to the outside. He's got some teammate power behind him with Rob Collier. He is pushing that 70 car, or trying to push that 70 car back up to the front with the number 3 car of Alexander Light and Brad Haldane behind him. These guys are pushing extremely hard. They're going to get an amazing run down the back straightaway. And going into turn 3, we might see some side-by-side action for the lead.
As the action is heating up here, as we got Matt Yost and Rob Collier with Alexander Light. They have made it to the outside of your leaders. It's a challenge. We're going to go side by side here through the tri-oval. Which line is going to prevail? They've got an even amount of cars in each line. It looks like Matt Yost is going to leak ahead. He's going to lead this lap this time by.
Your new leader, car number 70, Matt Yost. He's making an appearance here tonight, maybe a statement, as they leave Brad Haldane out to dry. But good for them, for the 70, the 02, and the 3. They pushed real hard to get back up to the front. And now we've got a good amount of cars here, all up in the top 8. This is your lead pack right here at the Talladega Superspeedway.
And now we see Daniel Maddox. He's going to look to the outside. He's not content riding around in a line. He's got all the help from behind from Diorio. They are going to try and make something happen as they lose time, as now Jordan Whiting's going to get by them. He's going to move up to P4. Maddox is going to come back down to the bottom. So will Diorio. And we're going to go single file across the line. Maybe a little bit of conservative racing at this moment in the race.
Absolutely, I believe that is what we are seeing. We might be seeing a little bit of racy tendencies coming out of the 68. He wants that lead back, you can tell. He's got a good pusher behind him in that 78 car. Maybe George Oakes wants to go with him, as we still see Brad Haldane trying to work his way back into this single file pack as the 19 gets passed by the 39. The 39 is going to get that draft to get back up to the 6 car. We might be seeing a little side-by-side action here, Jay.
Yeah, as this 68 and the 78 are not content to ride around. They are just continuing to work together, trying to find some speed on the outside line by themselves, but there's just not enough help up there right now. As they're going to have to fall back in line behind your lead 4 as they continue to just run their race and stay consistent up here in the front, as now they're going to get a great run. Do they go back to the outside down the Alabama Gang super stretch this time by?
Coming off of turn 2 now, they do peek out. George Oakes elects not to go with them. It's just this 2-car tandem on the outside. They might not have enough momentum. They almost go nose to nose with the 24, but the 6 car is going to cut them off on the inside. The 78 and 68 is going to be stuck up there now. They're going to be sinking all the way to the back. Brad Haldane, though, might be letting them in here, as the 68 and 78 are now really broken up. The 39 is going on the underneath of them, going through the tri-oval now.
That 68 car is looking a little squirrely back there. He's taking a tough time to hang on to that car with the push that Diorio's giving him. They're going to fall all the way back to the back of this line. Does Diorio allow the 68 to come down in front of him? He does. They're going to fall to the back of this line and maybe try to regroup and make another charge for the front of this field.
Right now, your lead pack of 8 cars, they are all single file. The next pack behind them is being led by Javon Thompson and that number 93 EcoBoost Ford Mustang, with Steven Downton behind him, Dallas Seward, Tim Henderson, Chad Gwenigsman, and the Manning Motorsports guys of Travis Manning and Michael Campbell. This is your second pack at the moment. These guys again 3 seconds behind, or almost 4 seconds now. This is just part of the strategy here, Jay. These guys don't want to be caught up in anything.
Yeah, this is a great strategy. We know we got more pit stops to come in this race, so why not just get through some laps? Let's log some laps here. It's a long way to go to the checkered. We've already seen carnage. A lot of these guys have already used their quick repair. They can't afford to get involved in any more accidents. and these guys could just continue to push. As now you see Chad Gwenishman with his teammates to the outside. They are not content just to ride around behind this pack. They want to go to the front, and they are lined up on the outside. They're going to try and make a move on this group.
Here comes Manning Motorsports on the outside of Tim Henderson, Dallas Seward, Steven Doughton, and Javon Thompson. The 97 is making up some good time on the outside. Those cars extremely fast, we know that, as they continue their quest to try and get back up to the lead pack.
Yeah, as it looks like they're going to clear the 93 car, at least Chad is. Can they get the whole group to clear the 93 of Javon? It looks like they're still going to be on the outside, still working together, trying to get by them. Can they clear him here and take the front of this field here? It looks like they will. They will clear Javon. Now they've got their eyes set on that lead pack up front of them, about 8 seconds behind at the moment.
We'll continue to monitor what the 97 machine can do now leading this pack instead of the 93. We'll go back up front where we got a little side-by-side action now. The 68's got the 45 behind him. That's Gregory Shaw. Gregory Shaw is one lap down. 78 behind them. Also, they've got some more help now. They might be able to do something.
Yeah, this is a unique battle here as we got Gregory Shaw just going a lap down, and the 19 car is up in this mix as well of Zach Bates. That's the battle for the free pass. If you're to see another caution, one of those guys will get their lap back. So there's a battle within a battle as the leaders continue to battle up here in the front. Maddox is not content riding behind this pack. He wants to get back to the lead of this field. Him and Diorio have been working well together all day long, still on the outside, trying to get past this lead group. And
this is what Chad Gwenigsman wants. They want these guys to be duking it out. They can get that backpack. The pack behind the leader closer to them. It's going to slow down this lead pack a little bit more. If they can just garner a little bit more support on the outside, they can make something happen out of this. This is what Chad wants, though. Chad is already making up a little bit of ground to this lead pack. A little bit of disruption with the single file racing here as the lead pack continues to lose ground to this second pack.
Yeah, as the Collier is continuing to just give Matt Yost some great pushes, trying to push this line along as fast as they can go. As Maddox is looking to the inside in front of, is that George Oakes in the 6 car, as now he goes back to the outside of Jordan Whiting. He's going to try and draft the side of his car and try and get around him as he's lost his help of Shaw and Diorio have lost touch with him, as he's going to fall back in line and try and ride this draft and continue to move forward in this lead pack.
The 68 car now getting into the single file lane that is made up of the front pack here. The 45 kind of hung out to dry, and the 78. The 45 does have a little bit of damage on the rear of that car. Look, we're seeing a little bit of a breakup here of the lead pack. They're gonna get that back for sure. They just need to get linked up again to get that draft back from the 68. We'll see what they can do now. Coming off of turn 4, this lead pack though, very impressive.
Yeah, they are very fast right now. Maddox is still looking to the outside. He has no help. He's not going to be able to make that move on Whiting. He's going to have to get this pack behind him to close up, but I don't think that's the plan. As Collier, Matt Yost, and Alexander White are just pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to gain this gap to the group behind them and separate themselves. Those 5 cars are pulling away from another pack that's brewing, and then the other pack behind them, led by Chad, is 5.5 seconds back.
This 68, though, is probably waiting for a little bit more support here. That 45 car might be holding up this lane a little bit. The 39 needs to do something to get around him. There he goes. He pokes out off of turn 4. He's getting support from everybody behind him. So 39 now makes his way around the 45.
That's big news there as Zach Bates follows him through. He gets by Gregory Shaw. He puts himself into that free pass position as he follows Diorio and Brad Haldane. These 3 are linked together. Can they run down that front pack that they've lost 2 seconds to now? That's how fast Matt Yost and that group are going right now, as they are just putting a blistering pace on the field. Just checking out.
This pack right here is extremely quick. That 39 leading the 78 with the 19 behind them. They're making up tons of time to the lead pack They need to get that 45, though, back in line. If they really want to go somewhere with it, the 45, the 6, they've all got to work back together to get caught up back to that 68. But they kind of do have a little bit of good news coming from behind that 97 team of Manning Motorsports. They're going to be catching the split pack, we'll call it, here pretty soon.
Yeah, as you saw that 45 car go right back by the 19. Those two guys are racing for that free pass position. They keep swapping positions. As now you see Bates look to the outside of that 45. He knows what's in front of him. He just got to make it happen. He's got no help as these guys are losing time. They're 3 seconds back. They're probably going to fall into the clutches of this Manning Motorsports group led by Chad Gwenishman. It's going to get interesting because we've got 24 laps completed in this race.
Little uneventful happening so far here. The 45-19. This is the battle for the lucky dog. We're watching these two cars duke it out. A little bit of damage on the 45. A pretty clean car on the 19. You can see the 97 back there. They are coming up to this pack. That's almost a lifesaver for these guys as they continue to lose time to the lead pack. Brad Haldane not being able to catch up to the 68 of Daniel Maddox as they're already, you know, halfway down the back straightaway, going into turn 3 now. The 68, and these guys right here holding on. That's Robert Gast right there going a lap down. Now he's in the free pass position. So the 45 and the 19, they're going to have to go over, or they're going to have to go battle with that 87 car to get that lucky dog.
Yeah, it looked like the 87 car might be able to stay onto that draft in front of him. No, he's losing that draft, so he's going to be backing up to this pack behind him. That's going to allow the 19 and the 45 car to actually overtake him and see if he can blend well with this next pack, as it looks like that 97 pack behind the second pack is actually right there. These guys might be able to link up with this group, and they might be able to run down your leaders, as they're only 5.7 seconds behind your leader, Matt Yost.
Let's go on board with this 97 car as they continue to catch this pack, see what he sees, because this is a great perspective to see how the draft works. You can see that huge increase of speed as he gets up to the dirty air of the number 6 car. The 6 car is grabbing a little bit of draft from the people in front of him. Zach Bates is going to come out and try and block the 97. He's going to take it 3 wide. He's going on the outside. He's got all the support behind him. Coming across the start-finish line now, they're going to contend with the 78 and the 39.
Yeah, as you see the 45, he looked like he wanted to go defend the outside line. He just wasn't able to get there in time. Didn't want to make a bad block this early in the race. As that whole group is up on the outside. Stephen Down, Javon Thompson joining the Manning Motorsports guys, as they're going to go up on the outside of Brad Haldane and Diorio here. Oh, here comes a lap car of gas. This might get interesting. Is there enough room for everybody to fit here 3 wide? Here we go. Gas is going to ride the wall up on the outside and give a lot of room, a lot of respect there out of that 87 car as the pack goes roaring by.
Manning Motorsports leading this charge to get around this split pack here of the 39, 78, 45, and the 19. The 6 car you can see pulled up in front of Dallas Seaward. Manning Motorsports now cutting right down in front of Brad Haldane, leaving Javon and Steven out to dry on the outside lane there. But nonetheless, these guys are going to be able to get back together here and make a huge run to the front if they can all get single file. Javon Thompson still stuck on the outside with Stephen Doughton, George Oakes, Dallas Seward, and Tim Henderson.
Yeah, as these guys have got to figure it out. If they got to get in a single file line, if they have anything for that front group, they've cut that gap down to 4.6 seconds. So they have gained a second over the last lap while battling. So if we can get in a single file line and get organized, maybe this momentum will carry on where they can run down your lead group here.
And here we go. We are now single file with these guys back here. Leading by the Manning Motorsports man, Chad Gwenigsman. He's got Travis Manning, Michael Campbell behind him as well in that number 98 car. Brad Haldane behind them. And Daniel Diorio leading this pack to try and get back to the front here. Oh, we got a big wreck. It's the leaders.
Oh, no, Matt Yost.
That's Maddox, too. Maddox, blown an engine, 70 car, front bumper ripped off of that thing. What happened?
Maybe a bad bump draft that turned the 70 car around?
Let's look at this yellow flag and see what happened. The 70 car, you can already see kind of a little bit out of shape here. Oh, a bad push by the 02 car. Maybe not expecting it. You know what? We're going to rewind it just a little bit here. Let's get the full picture coming down the back straightaway. A push there by the 02. Another push. Got him a little upset. The 02 just had a lot of momentum and not a lot of places to go. 68, innocent bystander there. The 70, the 68, the two big losers in this wreck.
That's just a product of racing at Talladega. You want to push because they knew that pack behind them was closing. They were just trying to stay as uniform as they could. It's a push gone awry. Turns the 70 into the outside wall, and the 68 just a hopeless bystander in that incident.
Both of their quick repairs have been used. We are on lap 70. Gregory Shaw in the 45. He is going to get that lucky dog pass.
Yeah, that was a great job by that 45 car, not only to defend that number 19, but as well as get by that 87 when he went a lap down as well. So he's back in the mix, got a little bit of damage, but he's back in the lead lap.
He's got a pretty fast car, too, for getting a little bit of damage there. Let's go back to pit road real quick. Rob Collier leading this race. Oh, the 3 car. He locks up. He gets into the inside wall. The pit wall there. That's not what he wanted. Hopefully not a lot of damage to that car as he's now getting serviced. The 0-2 easily going to win this race off of pit road. Daniel Diorio coming off P3. That's a great run for that guy right there. Brad Haldane coming off P4. George Oakes, Alexander Light, Javon Thompson, Dallas Seward, Stephen Doughton, Travis Manning still on pit road. That is going to be your top 10 right there at the moment. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, as now Rob Collier's kind of lost a few of his teammates up at the front of this field with Matt Yost having to take that quick repair. You got Javon and Stephen Doughton kind of in the back of this pack trying to recover. It's going to be interesting. The Manning Motorsports guys did not get off pit road as effectively. They're back in 11th, 12th, and 13th, getting linked back up together.
We'll see what these guys can do here. 19 maybe having a little bit of a avoidance there. Maybe something happened between those guys. Luckily, no damage.
The 87 car might be taking the wave around here. He did not make a pit stop. He's currently in front of your leaders.
That's right. He could get a wave around. Maybe he's banking on another caution here. If it works out for him, that's the call of the century.
Let's see if he pits this time by or if he is going to take this wave around. Looks like he's committed. He's going to go. Nope. I say it and he comes right to pit lane.
Rob Collier still your leader of this race. Jordan Whiting coming back down pit road. We got Alexander Light, George Oakes, Javon Thompson, the Manning Motorsports guys. Dallas Seward, Tim Henderson.
Do you think they're topping off with fuel? Maybe they think they can make it to the end of this race?
No. I think they could go like 40 laps.
Yeah, there's no way they can make it to the end of this race, but take some fuel here, maybe a little bit less fuel you got to take later on if you got to pit under green. Could be the winning strategy.
Absolutely, it could be. Jack in the chat, go Travis, capitalize on that wreck. Announcers, as a Manning customer, Jack is rooting for him. Well, Jack, I appreciate you coming out here and commenting on our video, on our live stream here. It means the world to us. We really appreciate that. We love Manning Motorsports. They're great guys. They give us some great content. We love watching them race. Some hardcore type of guys there. We appreciate that.
So So it looks like we're double filing here on the backstretch. It looks like the lights are out on the pace vehicle. You know what that means.
We're going green flag racing this time by. We're going to be watching Rob Collier in the 02 car leading this field to green. We got Daniel DiOrio on the outside of him. The newcomer in the 78 car showing some muscle tonight. He's trying to contend for the win here. We got Brad Haldane, Stephen Downton, Matt Yost, Daniel Maddox. Rounding out your top 6 here. These guys ready to go back at it. We're on lap 32. We're going to be completing that lap, and we're going to be going green on lap 33. Pace car is off the racing surface. The 02 getting ready with Brad Haldane behind him. Daniel DiOrio getting ready with Stephen Downton behind him. Coming through the tri-oval now. We'll see what kind of start the 02 gets. Coming into the Geico restart zone. Green flags out in the air, and the 02 gets a great jump over the 78. Oh, we got problems with the 09. Stephen Downton losing tons of time back here. We're getting stacked up. A possible 4-wide situation going into turn 1. The 78 losing lots of time on the outside. The 39 not being able to get to the rear bumper of the 02. The 68 is there, though. Expect that 68 to do something on the back straightaway. Exiting turn 2 now.
Yes, we're 3 wide in the back as it looked like Stephen Downton may have missed a shift there and stacked up that outside line, slowed everybody down, allowed Collier to get a huge lead, but they're developing a huge run behind him. Are they going to try and challenge Collier as we're continuing to go side by side back here as they form back up and try to get back up to speed here on the initial start? Big action going on back here as Brad Haldane, he's looking to challenge Rob Collier for the lead as DiOrio's up on the outside by himself.
DiOrio not having a lot of people behind him. Look, we're 3 wide back here. Javon Thompson getting down in front of Jordan Whiting as the 6 car gets down as well. There's not a lot of support on that top side. 78 car being left out to dry here as the 3 car pushes them up a little bit off the track. The 70 closing that door as the 45 now. The 45's going way outside Gregory Shaw. We're 3 wide at the moment. The 78 car losing a ton of ground, a ton of time. That's not what he needs. He's got a car in front of him now, but the 45 bails on him. The 78 just continues to sink like the Titanic. We're 3 wide right now off of turn 4.
As it looks like everybody's trying to single file out. Stephen Downton is currently the only guy up on the outside by himself, trying to recover after that restart as he's going in the back. As we see the Manning Motorsports guys, they've changed the strategy. They're riding in the back right now. As we're single file, 1 through 18, everybody's finding a home and they're getting there, trying to log some more laps and get to the end of this race.
We just got some double file action here going down the back straightaway. The 68, he wants to lead this race. He's got the 3 car, the 45 car behind him on the outside. We got a little bit of disorganization on the bottom lane. Here comes Daniel DiOrio on the outside as well. We got a strong lane on the outside. These guys are going to push to get a real good run coming down the front straightaway.
The most aggressive guys we've seen all night are all lined up on that outside line. Here comes Maddox on the outside, help from Alexander Light. They're going to take the lead this lap over Rob Collier as he goes to the bottom. Now here comes Alexander Light into turn 1. He's looking for the lead. Help from Gregory Shaw, who's still challenging up here. Just got his lap back, and now he's looking for the lead.
Teammates helping each other out here at the front, the 45. The 3 pushing real hard. They're going to stick to the outside lane. A little bit more organization there. Here comes the 70 car. Matt Yost, the 78 goes to the bottom. He's going to try to cut off the 68 and challenge the 3 and the 45 going through 3 and 4 now. The 70 car is there to help the 78. Coming off of turn 4 now. It's going to be a drag race to see who leads this lap.
The action has picked up. The intensity has risen. We are now side by side through the tri-oval. You see Alexander Light with his teammate, Gregory Shaw. Jordan Whiting, where did he come from? Here comes Javon Thompson. These guys are all mixing it up. Everybody wants to lead. Track position is so important right now as we got the outside line prevailing. It's so uniform coming off of turn 2. They're looking like they're going to clear the inside line by a big margin.
The outside lane seems to just be prevailing right now. They've got a lot of organization. You see Tim Henderson now. He's going to the inside. He's going to offer a little bit of support there. Oh, the 70 gets a little upset again. He keeps it on track. The 24 comes to the bottom. He's going to challenge the 3 car. Coming off at turn 4, we got 2 organized lanes of 3 cars. Who's going to win this drag race coming across the start-finish line?
As Tim Henderson is all over the rear bumper of Jordan Whiting, trying to push that 24 car to the lead. Alexander Light will continue to lead this lap. Help from his teammate, Gregory Shaw. As now we see the outside line is getting more of a run now as it's developed faster. They got more cars on the outside lined up as now the inside's got a run here. Jordan Whiting challenging for the lead as we're looking at a 3rd line. Is that Zach Bates back there looking to make it 3 wide? He thinks better of it as the outside line's more formed than the inside as we continue to drag race down the back.
You saw Matt Yost there in the 70 car. He's going all the way to the back. He doesn't want any part of this action going on up front as these guys are getting very aggressive. The 93 now coming down in front of his teammate of Dallas Seward in that 38 car. The 78 still working with the 20 and the 24 on the bottom side. That top lane now very disorganized. They don't have a run. The 24 of Jordan Whiting going to be leading this lap. And with the 20 and the 78 behind him going into turn 1 now, the 3 might have a little bit of a resurgence.
As the outside line is kind of dissipated up there on the outside, more cars have moved to the bottom. More cars are dropping to the back of this pack. They don't want to mix it up this early. We're not even halfway through this race yet. And the action up front is heating up. As you see Diorio, he's looking to the outside. He thinks Bevan stays with the inside line. That's where the momentum is. As the teammates of Shaw and Alexander Light are still pushing up on the outside. They want to get back to the front of this field.
The 24 still leading this race with Tim Henderson behind him. The 78 car getting a great first time showing here with the Nexus Leagues, running P3 at the moment. Javon Thompson, your defending series winner, championship winner from last season. He is up in P4 right now. We've got the 3 car of Alexander Light kind of making a resurgent. He does need a little bit more organization, a little bit more cars on the outside, as he's now struggling to keep his teammate up there with him. Javon Thompson's looking to go with the 3 car as he's going to the outside. Dallas Seward might be coming with him. Coming down the back straightaway now. The 93 thinks better of it as the 3 goes side by side with the 38. Coming through 3 and 4 now.
Yeah, as it looks like the inside line's getting really organized. They're starting to form a big, tight line on the bottom. The outside has completely dissolved. Zach Bates is still the other one up there. Here comes Tim Henderson. He's looking at the outside. Help from Diorio. They're going to try and gang up here on the 24 of Whiting. They want to lead. Tim Henderson's being really aggressive here. Dallas Seward is going to follow him through. We got a challenge. New leader, Tim Henderson.
Tim Henderson in the 20 car, already having a great week, winning on Monday. He's going to try to win on Wednesday as well. He's got a great car behind him with the 78 and the 24. That bottom lane right now is just absolutely stacked. The 38's going to have a lot of help on the outside to get that car back to the front if he wants it. The 78 pushing the 20 all down the back straightaway. He might want the lead of this race. He might be looking for the 38 to come up beside him so he can jump out to that outside lane. But coming off of turn 4 now, that outside lane is deteriorating fast as the 20 continues to lead here at Talladega.
As Tim Henderson continues to lead, here coming across the line to start lap 42, he's got all the help from behind with Diorio. It seems like he's been glued to his bumper for the last 8 laps. He goes wherever he goes. And they're going to stick together as Dallas Seward, he's fading. As Zach Bates is continuing to try and get his lap back, still the first car lap down, hoping for a caution, wants to get back in the mix of this race. As you see the front 5 kind of checking out, as Dallas Seward and Zach Bates and now Gregory Shaw are going to try and work together on the outside and get some ground back.
Oh, maybe a little bit of wall contact there by the 19 of Zach Bates. Are 3 wide right now. A little bit of disorganization led to this point. The 38's going to be dropping back here as he's got no support. He goes back to the inside. The 6 car of George Oaks now peeks out. He might be wanting to go all the way to the back. He might not be feeling comfortable right now. The 39's going to take that position away from him on the inside. Might not let him back in. No, the 6 car going to be dropping back. Now, Stephen Downton behind the 39. He's going to be dropping all the way back with the 38 of Dallas Seward. As he's still running the high line, he might be running with the 6.
Yeah, as we got two distinct packs here as this first pack is forming up again. Here comes Steven down to the outside. All the help from Gregory Shaw. Can they work together to climb through this field? Here comes Zach Bates and George Oakes. Now we got a group forming up on this outside line. They want to mix it up for the lead. They are not content riding around. We're closing in on the halfway mark of this race, and they want to get to the front of this field.
Ooh, a little bit of wiggly going on there coming through the trial by the 09. Maybe a little bit of a bad push by the 45, but here comes the 68. He's wanting to support that outside lane. Tim Henderson, he's throwing the block on the outside. Stephen Doughton maybe got a little bit of unnecessary contact there that he didn't want, as Tim Henderson now leads the outside lane, but Daniel DiOrio, he's got the manpower underneath him. He's got the manpower behind him. The 24 car pushing that 78 car out to the lead.
Whoa, Dallas Seward just almost got launched off the track. Maddox made a late move to the inside line. Seward had to lift. He saved it, as now we continue to battle back here, trying to form another outside line as it kind of dissolved again. We had a lot of shakeup as Henderson threw a block on Stephen Down and allowed DiOrio to take the lead. And now he's defending. Oh, he's squirrely through the tri-oval. Jordan Whitey gave him a real aggressive push. As now you see Zach Bates to the outside of Alexander Light. They're still battling for this lead of this race. And here comes Tim Anderson again on the outside.
Zach Bates trying to get that lucky dog to get back on the lead lap. He is still one lap down as he's trying to battle against Robert Gass, who is still a little bit further back behind him. He's back behind Matt Yost and Rob Collier back there. Zach Bates in a great position to get that lucky dog, as now we're going side by side with Stephen Downton, Brad Haldane, and Greg Shaw on the outside of this lead pack. These guys are continuing to duke it out as the 09 wants a little bit of action up in front.
Yeah, this race is heating up as we are nearing the halfway point. As now Stephen Down still leading that outside line. He's got help this time from Brad Haldane, and now Zach Bates is trying to get up there to help them out. They just need the numbers. They've got the speed. They just are lacking the numbers on the outside to get to the front of this field. As now the inside line is formed up really well. Alexander Light is going to try and stay side by side here with Stephen Doughton, trying to continue to run side by side down the back.
Stephen Doughton on the outside, working with Brad Haldane and Zach Bates now going into turn 3. This bottom line is very organized. They have a lot of speed. Stephen Doughton trying to prove him wrong. This outside lane can work. I just need the 39, 19, and 45 to help me out a little bit as the 09 continues to move forward on the outside lane. That car is doing phenomenal. Coming through the tri-oval now. He's made up a lot of ground. He's side by side with the 24, and he's going to be side by side with the 78 going into turn 1.
Here comes Stephen Doughton. He is going back for the lead. He hasn't been up to the front of this pack since the beginning of this race, and now he's got all the help from behind. We got two evenly matched lines on the outside and the inside as Maddox goes back to the inside. He bails on the outside line. Stephen Doughton and Brad Haldane are going to clear DiOrio, move them to the lead as we're coming to the line this time to get halfway through at Talladega.
A great run by the 09 and a great run by the 39. These guys continuing to make that outside lane work. Look at this, the 19 of Zach Bates. He gets in front of Daniel DiOrio. He's going to try to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. But the 09 up front and out front again in P1. Your defending race winner. He is looking to make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, as they've cleared, and now it looks like the 45 of Shaw is also going to clear. He's going to move up into P3. Alexander Light behind him. They're going to go to the bottom. Here come the teammates to the inside. Lots of help from Alexander Light to the back of that 45 of Shaw. They're going to get to the inside of Brad Haldane. Does Stephen Doughton defend it? No, he stays to the outside. He stays true to Haldane. Haldane helped him get to the lead. He's not going to bail on him now as the teammates are on the inside. Two evenly matched lines inside and outside. Lots of action up front. Who's going to lead this lap?
Stephen Doughton to have a very strong run on the outside with the 39, the 93, and the 68 behind him. Again, going to be leading this lap. The 45 and the 3 car pushing extremely hard on the inside, not having that organization like what they need. The 19 now, he's going to try to go the outside. He's ditching on these 2 cars on the inside. Daniel DiOrio from leading this race all the way to the back of the lead pack. He is now going to go up to the top side. Steven Doughton, though, is getting a lot of help from the 39, the 93, and the 68 as they continue to run that second line. Going through 3 and 4 now, we'll see who can lead this lap.
Steven Doughton is leading this field, and he has taken them all to the outside. He is leading this field here at Talladega. He's leading the train. He's taking them where he wants them, and he's got them on the outside of the track now as the inside line is gone. There is no outside line as they're all going to follow Steven Doughton as he is just going to continue as he takes it to the bottom now. He's got this field, and he's got it in check as we are on lap 50.
The 09 having a great run so far. Let's see if he can capitalize on that. We've got the Manning Motorsport guys behind them. Chad Gwenigsman leading this pack with his teammates of Travis Manning, Michael Campbell. Then we got Matt Yost and Rob Collier behind them. Dallas Seward is all the way back here with some of his teammates, George Oakes and Tim Henderson. Robert Gast is there as well. I think these guys are just chilling out, maybe waiting for the big one. We saw Manning Motorsports do that earlier, and it worked out pretty well for them. We'll see what happens there as these guys continue just to stay right behind this lead pack, and Steven Doughton continuing to lead this race.
Yeah, they are just content riding right behind this 09 car. They have a lot of confidence and faith in the speed of that 09, and he is taking them where he wants them. As they're going to continue to run single file, it looks like we got the 78 of DiOrio. We know how impatient he is and aggressive he is. He's always trying to get to the front of this field. He is not content to ride in the line. He goes to the inside of Alexander Light and Gregory Shaw as they're on the outside working together, as they're going to fall probably to the back of this field as they don't have enough cars formed up there. As Maddox is looking a little squirrely there off of turn 4. He's going to have to fall back in line.
It's going to be very interesting what this Manning Motorsports team does there, because they've caught him. They're there. They've got the draft now. That 97 of Chad Gwenigsman, he is going to be getting that draft off of the 68. Although they are running a different line, they're on the bottom compared. Well, now Daniel Maddox did go to the bottom. Daniel DiOrio, we're looking at a 3-wide situation coming off of turn 2 here, Jay.
Yeah, this is getting exciting as now that group of Manning Motorsports with Yost and Collier, maybe they decided they've played it conservative long enough. It's time to mix it up with these leaders. As we're side by side here for P3, we got the 93 of Javon. Zach Bates still trying to find his free pass line. He's going to take it to the inside. He's got a little bit of help from Maddox behind him. DiOrio's behind that. As Jordan Whiting's the lone man in the middle there, as he's going to continue to try and gain ground back to Javon Thompson's bumper. As we're still going to be following Steven Doughton, this time by the line. He's still your leader. As Gregory Shaw and Alexander Light are looking to the outside now. By themselves, no help.
A great run that they're having right now, the 3 and the 45. They're making that outside lane work all the way up to the wall. They got Daniel DiOrio behind them. They got Zach Bates behind them, and they're making it work. Steven Doughton now, he's coming under attack by the 3 car. Brad Haldane is just pushing his little heart out, going into turn 3 now, trying to keep that 09 right in front of him, in front of the 3 and the 45. So far successful as they move on down to the bottom lane. They might see a little bit more success now out of the top 3 cars right there of Steven Doughton, Brad Haldane, and Javon Thompson.
Yeah, as they're continuing to work together, as Haldane did leave a little bit of bottom open, but Javon didn't take advantage of it. He kind of stayed right in line there with Haldane. As here is Maddox. He's still trying to get back to the front of this field. This guy's been just squirrely the last few laps, hanging on to that car. It's not handling to his liking, but he is still up in the front of this pack, the lead pack, trying to catch these leaders and maybe challenge for the lead again. As now we see Alexander Light up on the outside. He's abandoned his teammate Gregory Shaw. As now Whiting's looking to the outside of him. Oh, he threw a block on him. DiOrio's going to bail on it. He's going to go back to the inside. Wow, this is crazy up here.
Here goes Gregory Shaw. He's on the outside now, the 3 car behind him. Let's see if that 45 can do anything. We're getting a little squirrely here by the 19 and the 68 of Daniel Maddox and Zach Bates. The 45, though, still getting a great run on the outside, going through 1 and 2. The 45 trying to lean on the 68 as the 68 pushes the 45 up high. Coming off of turn 2, now that 45 might have a little bit of a run coming down the back straightaway. He's got a little bit of help behind him, but he needs just a little bit more to get back up to that 09.
Yeah, as we are too wide here for fourth between Maddox and Shaw, is Alexander Light is continuing to push him around the apron there in the middle of 3 and 4. They save it. It looked like they were about to go around as now that second pack is closed. I can see Chad. He's showing his nose. He's at the end of this pack as now Maddox is going to go take it to the outside by himself. That's a bold move as Diorio is going to go with him. These guys were working so well together earlier and they found each other again. Can they challenge Steven down for the lead? Can they form enough of a line to challenge us inside?
Coming off of turn 2 now, the 68's got a little bit of help behind him. We do know that these two cars here are very, very fast. The 19 getting out in front of the 68. Rob Collier making a move on the Manning guys back there. And Yost trying to do the same thing, not really working out for him, though. These guys are coming up. The 02 car is wanting to play. Coming through 3 and 4 now. The 02 is there right behind the 68. He's making it look 3 wide. No, he doesn't. He goes all the way to the bottom. Side-by-side racing now going through the tri-oval.
I can sense the urgency here in the field. Here comes Collier. He is trying to get to the front of this field. He knows what's on the line. We might have pit stops here any moment now. We're in the window to make it to the end of this race. And now Collier and the Manning guys, as well as Yost, they're trying to get to the front of this field. They know how important track position is at this moment. They are charging towards the front. Steven Down leads them down the back. They're going real wide. It's going towards the apron there, down the backstretch. As now you see the 02 and the 70 by themselves on the outside. Can they get any help? Here comes Zach Bates. Is he close enough?
Now coming through 3 and 4, the 02 and the 70 got reconnected off of turn 4 now. They're going to need a little bit more help to try and go and challenge the 39 and the 09 up front. As we now see Zach Bates maybe moving up there to try and help garner that support. The 78 now coming up. This might be the perfect scenario for the 02 of Rob Collier. Here comes the 3 car of Alexander Light. He wants a bit of this action as the 02. Oh, here comes Brad Haldane. He's going to leave Steven Down out to dry as he tries to get connected with the 02 of Rob Collier. It doesn't happen. Brad Haldane, he's going to go all the way to the back. Right in the middle of this pack. No help. The 02 now challenging for the lead of this race going into turn 3.
As you see these two inside and outside line battling, as you see the intensity has risen, as now Collier and Matt Yost are now trying to challenge Steven Down for the lead into turn 1. We are side by side here for the lead. As you got the outside line, inside line, evenly matched numbers of cars. They're getting a little squirrely. The handling might be going away on these guys as they battle down the back as Maddox is sideways. He saves it. Incredible move.
Coming down the back straightaway now, we still got the 02 trying to get back to the front with his teammate behind him, the 70. We got another great car behind him, the 24, Jordan Whiting. He's trying to help these guys get back to the front. Steven Doughton, though, still leading this race. The big loser of this all, Brad Haldane, but he's working himself back up. He's got a little bit of a good car in front of him in the 68. Oh, looks like the 68's got a little bit of front-end damage there. That's not what he wants. The 39's going to have to find a way to get around the 68. But the 45 now coming up in front of the 02. Gregory Shaw looking to take for the lead of this race. They're a little bit unorganized on the bottom lane. Coming through 1 and 2 and off the exit of 2 now. The 45's going to have a run.
We got a little bit of a stack up there. Jordan Whiting had to lift before running over Matt Yost. Now Collier's going to take it to the inside of Shaw. He left the bottom open. He's going to get stuck to the outside. He's going to drop all the way to the back of this pack. He was challenging for the lead a lap ago. He's going all the way to the back. He's in the bad lane as now the outside line is fading as now Whiting bails on the outside line. Here comes Haldane. He's peeking to the outside of Maddox. Can he throw a block in front of Collier and lead that line? It doesn't look like he's going to because Collier is fading on the outside. That outside line has fallen apart here over the last lap.
It sure has, Jay. Not a lot of support to be helping that 02 and 70 get to the front. They need a little bit more cars as the bottom lane has gotten very, very organized. Brad Haldane finding his way back to the front, even with the damaged nose of that 68. He's back up to P4. The 02, the 70, and the 3 might be making a little bit of a comeback now coming down the back straightaway, but it's not going to be enough to see that 02 get to the front. Now going into turn 3, we still got these guys side by side racing. The 02 trying to make his way back up to the front once again. It's not going to happen. Coming off of turn 4, the 68 might be looking for a move as the 39 goes underneath and pushes up beneath the yellow line. It's not going to work out as Brad does lift, and the 68 holds on to P3.
Oh my goodness, what a move there by Haldane. Nearly made contact with Maddox, had to lift. He's going to lose a lot of time. He's going to stack up this inside line a little bit. They lost the momentum. The outside line is going to perform very well here. No, the inside line's coming back at the outside line. The outside line is just not doing as well as what you would think, is now they're fading a little bit. No, Collier's getting a run. Oh, it's Matt Yost sideways. Get a terrible push by Alexander Light in the 3. That's going to stack up the outside line. They're going to lose a lot of time here as the inside line is flying by him. Haldane gets turned by the Oreo. He saved it. Haldane saved it as Whiting runs into the back of him. Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable. He wheeled that thing like Kyle Busch did on that incredible save that he had. These guys are now... We got some pitting. Manning Motorsports down pit road. The 97 locks it up. That's horrible news. That's not what you need right there. Hopefully the 97 didn't get caught speeding there. This will be the final pit stop of the race. If it goes green, the Manning Motorsports guys acting on it early as nobody else decides to pit. We're on lap 63, and Stephen Dowden still leading this race.
Yeah, with that contact there with Haldane, it's going to allow this front pack to kind of get separated a little bit here. Now we got to kind of organize up for pit stops as it's begun. The Manning Motorsports guys go for the early shortcut. Do we see the leaders pit this time? Do we see Stephen Dowden and Javon Thompson lead the field down pit lane? We do. Here they come down pit lane as we got lockups. Maddox. Oh, Stephen Dowden walks away to the grass.
That's too much. Oh, we're wrecking in the back. Daniel Maddox, the 24, the 45, they all make contact. The 68 made contact with the inside wall. The 24 is spinning around. Stephen Dowden, possible speeding penalty. He slid that thing further than Danica Patrick when he was trying to wreck everybody else on track. Stephen Dowden not going to be able to recover from that one. George Oakes, though, he's becoming the leader of this race. Tim Henderson and Dallas Seward. Rob Collier is the P4 position. Here comes Javon Thompson. Tires only for this man? Do you think that's the call here? As Chad Gwenigsman in the Manning Motorsports crew, they're coming off at turn 4 and through the tri-oval.
Yeah, with pitting with 3 cars there, they executed perfectly. Disastrous pit stop there for that front pack. Stephen Dowden not only slid through the grass, might get a speeding penalty on top of sliding through his own pit stall. He went from leading the race to having major troubles here in the pit lane. As now you see Rob Collier, as these guys are flying right now. They're going to close.
Oh, they're wrecking!
They're around!
Off of turn 2, we got a caution. This is huge news for these guys right here. George Oakes, Tim Henderson, and Dallas Seward. They have not pitted yet. This is what they needed. A huge blow for Manning Motorsports. This is something that is going to work out in favor for Stephen Dowden, though.
What just happened over the last 3 laps? What is this race? This is crazy. Insane.
Let's go back and look at that yellow flag and see what happened to the 97. It looked like just maybe a little bit of a bad push here. Unfortunate. Let's go and look right. This is going to be a perfect view. Just a bad push. It was just a bad push. The 97 keeps it off the wall, though. That's good news. We got to go back and look at this, though. Let's go on board with the 99 of Travis Manning and see what happened. Rewind it just a little bit. We'll get a little bit of a bigger picture. On board with the Dega Boys cam. Just a bad bump.
Yeah, it looked real similar to Rob Collier and Matt Yost earlier. Just a bad push in the wrong part of the track, as now we got a little bit of stack up here coming into pit lane. Not sure what's going on here.
They had to wait for the pace car because iRacing has never coded in the correct way how to pit. all those guys, if they would have pitted right there, they would have gotten a black flag. Just one of those iRacing things. We're now watching these guys go ahead and go through their pit stop cycles. You're seeing everybody come down right now. I mean, this is the move right here, to come on down to pit road and top off. If you slid your tires or anything, maybe put some new tires on. You know, I'm still really interested to see what happened to Steven Doughton here. Maybe we bring him up and we ask him.
Yeah, I like that idea. I want to know what happened. See if there was something there.
Steven, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, guys?
What an eventful pit road event that you had there. What happened with the sliding?
I started lagging and freezing, and I didn't know what was going on, so I started slamming on the brakes, and I didn't know where I was, so instead of hurting somebody else, I just turned my wheel straight to the right hardcore, because I know I'll go into the grass or something, to make sure nobody hit me, because in pace laps in the first caution, I would be blinking out, and next thing you know, 5 cars are in front of me, and I blink in front of somebody, so I didn't want that to happen on pit road, so I wanted to make sure that I was out of people's way. But I'm good now. We're okay.
Right, so
Everything's fine.
A little bit of issues there plaguing the 09 car. Steven, did you get a speeding penalty out of that?
No.
Wow.
I did get it unsafe, but everybody said I could clear it, so I was able to clear it.
I think that's justified. All right, Steven, thanks for coming up here and talking to us real quick. I'll send you back down to your voice channel there.
I had to clear a bunch in that last one, and people got some excessive speeding entering the pits because I guess just now we had some clusterness going on entering pit road. But son of a gun, I'm starting up front. I do not want to be here.
Oh, come on. We're excited to see that 09 leading this pack once again. Steven, thank you for coming up here. We appreciate it. And good luck in the rest of the race. We're watching you.
I appreciate it.
All right, that's Steven. He is leading this race right now after having a very eventful pit road venture there. And coming off, you know, on the top side there. Very lucky.
God, that was some great insight there by Steven. I mean, there's one thing you can't adjust or prepare for is the technological oddities that always seem to crop up in these iRacing races. And now he's in the front with a chance to go back-to-back here at Talladega in the Nexus Motor City Cup. Everybody's made their final pit stop. It's go time now as we've got about 28, 29 laps to go in this race. 27 laps to go in this race. This is about to get wild. We've seen everybody play their strategies throughout the day. Which strategy is going to prevail? Where's everybody running? Can they link up with their teammates and make that last push to the lead as we are double filed down the back? Pace cars lights are off, and you know what that means, everybody at home.
We're going green flag racing this time by. Ready to get this thing underway and ready to see one of the greatest finishes in Nexus Sim Racing. We got Jack in the chat again. Oh man, heartbreak for Manning Motorsports. Justin Johnson saying Manning Motorsports is about to be on the charge through the field. I don't doubt it. I really don't.
I don't doubt it. I think the gloves are off now. I think everybody's ready to go. This is the last little stint to the checkered. If you got them, you got to play them now. We got to get to the front of this field. Here we go.
Now it is go time. We're going to be witnessing this pace car coming off of the racing surface. The 09 has control of the field. With the 93 on the outside of him, the 02 behind him. Alexander Light in the 3 car on the outside of Rob Collier and Brad Haldane, rounding out your top 5. That's a big group of teammates right there, Jay. Maybe we might be seeing a little bit of teamwork going on here. We're in the restart zone with green flag in the air. The 09 getting a great jump over the 93, crossing the start-finish line now. Going into turn 1, the 09 has no help on the inside. Rob Collier got caught sleeping. The 93's on the outside of the 09 now with the 3 car pushing him extremely hard through this corner. Coming off at turn 2 now, your new leader is the 93 on the outside.
Your defending champion, Javon Thompson, leads the field. Alexander Light behind him. As now you see Steven Doughton fade back to P3 with Rob Collier behind him. As the field barrels behind him, look at Diorio. He's still on the outside. He's always up on the outside trying to make up ground. As Dallas Seawart's in P5, Brad Aldane behind him. As now Seward looks to the outside. He's going to get in front of Diorio. They're going to form up a pack on the outside. That pack is flying. As now Javon Thompson looks to defend the inside.
Javon Thompson, he is still leading this race on the outside. The 3 car's going to be looking to the outside. He gets it. The 93, they're 3 wide going into turn 1. The big loser, Javon Thompson, he's going to be going to the back. Steven Dunn still leading this race, coming off of turn 2 now. But don't hold your breath for too long. Here comes Manning Motorsports all the way from the back. They're trying to make it 3 wide.
Yeah, we got 3 wide racing in the back as Steven Doughton retakes the lead. Javon Thompson got stuck in that sucker hole. He went right to the back of this field as he's in 5th place now as Dallas Seawart's got the Oreo all over his bumper, pushing him. They're pushing. They're trying to get back to the front of this field. They do not want to lose touch with your lead group here with the laps winding down in this race as now Dallas Seawart's going to cover the bottom as now Diorio's got Matt Yost behind him as now Gregory Scholl, he's trying to get back in the mix. We know how aggressive and quick that car is as we're side by side back here.
Side-by-side racing for P7 at the moment. Daniel Diorio trying to get that number 78 car back to the front. He doesn't have a lot of support on the outside. He needs a little bit more cars to go with him to get that 78 car back up front. Here comes Matt Yost. He comes right in front of the 78. Matt Yost is trying to make something happen on the outside. They're going to be losing lots of time on the inside. They got to get that gap back down and then start pushing again. Matt Yost, though, elects to go back down in front of Dallas Seward as they continue on their quest to get back to the lead pack.
As these guys continue to fight back here, they have lost 2 seconds to your lead pack of 5. This is not what anybody needs, as we've got 25 laps to go, 24 this time at the line. In this race, they've got to get it figured out, and they got to figure it out quick before they lose more time. As Diorio gets turned by Maddox, we got another big one. Scholl's involved. It looks like Zach Bates is involved.
Michael Campbell, after the wreck, gets turned into the wall. George Oakes is in it. Maddox, Zach Bates, the 45 of Gregory Scholl. That's going to be the end of his day. He does not have another quick repair. It is over for the 45 team.
It's the big one at Talladega, coming off of turn 2. Multiple cars piling in. Starting turn 1 as it looked like Diorio got turned by Maddox in front of the field. Aggressive 3 wide racing here at Talladega.
Jay, let's go back and look at this yellow flag and see what happened. We're going to go and let's not go on board, but let's go and look at the 78 car of Daniel Diorio. The 68 car trying to sneak his nose a little bit in there, trying to make it 4 wide, just not enough room. The 68 taking an extremely hard hit on the outside wall, getting caught up in a little post-wreck wreckage. Let's just stay on board with the 68 and see what happens. Huge hit there. Lots of door banging. The 19 getting involved. Tough luck tonight. 98 is coming back around. Try to use that quick repair. I believe he still has one. Daniel Maddox being towed back to pit lane. I'm really curious to see if the 98 does have a quick repair. We're going to be seeing lots of, and we're wrecking under pace
Zach
laps.
Bates is around.
As he gets that thing back rolling again, Javon Thompson going down pit road. Dallas Seward, George Oakes, Jordan Whiting. And the 45, the 98, and the 78 coming down pit road as well.
That's a lot of tore up race cars coming down pit lane here. If anybody's got any quick repairs left, I'm not sure. We're going to have to watch this 98 of Campbell, see if he has one remaining. Fix up that car and get back on the track in contention. There it is. He had a quick repair remaining. He's going to be back in the fight here as he comes out in front of Dallas Seward.
Looks like the 78 does not have a quick repair. He might have already used it. That is some bad luck for that 78 team. Such a great run tonight in his debut with the Nexus Sim Racing Leagues. It's going to end short for him. Stephen Downton, though, still leading this race.
We said it at the beginning. There was just a vibe in the air tonight. We knew this was going to set up to be one of these classic Nexus Sim Racing races. And here we have it. We're going to have about 20 laps to go when we go green. We're at 22 to go now. So we're getting down to crunch time as we see the first 10, 11, 12 cars still in the lead lap. Multiple guys having issues in this accident, not having quick repairs. Going to have to go back on the track with damaged race cars. Going to change the effect of the draft at the end of this race. Less cars in the pack, less runs to be developed. It'll be interesting to see what these guys' strategy is towards the end of this race.
I agree, Jay. Here's another car coming off of pit road right now, not being able to get a quick repair. That is George Oakes in the number 6 car. Unfortunate. Trying to salvage anything that he can. Jordan Whiting looking like he's got a pretty good car right there right now. Maybe just wanting to start in the back. Daniel Diorio still on pit road, getting some damage repair. The 45 on pit road. 68 looking like he's got a pretty good car. Might be coming back out. A couple laps down, though. He did tow. The 19 of Zach Bates coming out. He is 2 laps down now. Or 1 lap, excuse me. We'll see if Daniel Maddox... excuse me, go ahead.
The big winner here out of this whole situation is Robert Gast. He's been a lap down this entire race. He's back on the lead lap in 13th with a pretty clean race car. His strategy played well, being conservative. It might have worked out for him. Back in contention late in this race.
Absolutely. A great job by Robert, really. You know, we saw him get lapped on track. Worked his way back up front, running for a P14 position at the moment. So, nonetheless, a great job by the 87 to stay relevant, really. As we now go back up front here. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going green flag racing next time by. Coming off of turn 2 now. Stephen Downton, he's got something tonight. He's got a great row of pushers behind him. I mean, look at this. It's stacked. Got Brad Haldane behind him. Matt Yost behind him. And then you have Manning Motorsports, Chad Gwenigsman, and Mr. Michael Campbell behind him. Javon Thompson behind him. Jordan Whiting behind him. He's got it stacked. This is his one to lose right here. Justin Johnson in the chat, referring to Manning Motorsports here. Y'all got this, I believe. He believes in you guys. We believe too. This is gonna get greasy. That's what Jack said. It's gonna get wild. A classic Nexus finish we are going to be witnessing here. Any last words, Jay?
I'm ready to see these guys go back to green. Can Stephen Down maintain this lead and go back to back? Can we see somebody else that's been riding in the back all night long, like Manning Motorsports, make a late race charge for the victory? We're about to find out as the pace car is headed for pit lane.
Off of turn 4 now is a great time to go ahead and refill your snack, grab another beer, and get ready. Stephen Downton on the inside, going to be leading this field to green. Rob Collier on the outside. He's going to try to contend for the lead of this race. Coming through the tri-oval now. They're going to be going through the restart zone here in just a second. Stephen Downton, green flag is in the air. He gets a great jump over the O2 cars. Brad Haldane doesn't get the jump that he needed. Rob Collier on the outside. He's slacking too. The 3 car of Alexander Light not getting a great jump. That is not what the O2 car needed if he wanted to contend against Stephen Downton. Here comes Brad Haldane and Matt Yost to help with the 09 to stay out front. Manning Motorsports licking their chops at the moment. They're ready to pounce.
As Collier got hung out to dry up on the outside, Alexander Light's too far back to help him out. As Matt Yost isn't even going to let him in. This is crunch time. Here comes Brad Haldane up to the rear bumper of Stephen Downton as they're going to continue to run single file here, control the race up here at the front of the pack as here come the Manning Motorsports guys on the inside line. They're fourth, fifth, and sixth in the inside line as Collier's finally got his help from Alexander Light. And Javon Thompson up on the outside. Can they make a charge back to the front of this field?
4 cars on the outside. They're trying to make something happen. They've got Rob Collier, Alexander Light, Javon Thompson, and the 20 car of Tim Henderson. Here comes the 24 of Jordan Whiting. They might be able to make a run with this pack on the outside. They're going to push real hard coming down the back straightaway. Brad Haldane maybe looking on the outside. Not going to happen this time. He's going to stick with Steven Down on the bottom. Dallas Seward now goes to the top. This just getting crazy. These guys are slicing and dicing. Going into turn 3 now.
Yeah, pushes are getting really aggressive, as you saw Collier all types of out of shape with Alexander Light just pushing him as hard as he possibly could. They're going to the front of the field. Steven Down is getting passed from the outside with Collier and Alexander Light with Javon Thompson. Look at this outside line prevail as the inside line has dissolved. It's completely fading down there on the bottom.
A great push on the outside by these 3 cars here. They just need a little bit of organization, and they got it done. Javon Thompson in 3rd place. Alexander Light, P2. Rob Collier, your new leader to this race. We see a little bit of squirrely coming out of there. Some really hard pushes. Here comes Jordan Whiting. He's trying to make something happen on the inside. Here comes Dallas Seward. Steven Downton is switching to the high lane. Brad Haldane trying to go there too with Matt Yost. The bottom lane is non-existent. The top lane is where you need to be.
Yeah, Jordan Whiting got shot out of a cannon, but he just didn't have enough momentum to carry himself to the lead. As the inside line has now got no numbers, the outside line is where you want to be. As now Steven Downton's peeking to the inside of Tim Henderson, who's running P4 right in front of him. And he's got Brad Haldane. Brad Haldane's been glued to the bumper of this 09 car all night long as they stick together again. As they go to the inside. No, they are still looking to the inside. They haven't made the move yet. As now Steven Downton left the 39 out to dry on the inside line. Steven Downton is now up to P5.
Brad Haldane's going to be going all the way to the back with Dallas Seward back there. They're going to be able to work together and try to get back up to the front. But here comes Manning Motorsports, the 97, 98, and 99. They're trying to work this crew over as they're trying to complete their quest to get back up to the front and lead this race. Try to win it as well. Steven Downton, though, he's got a pretty fast car. He knows what he's got. He's just waiting for the right time. Rob Collier, though, still leading this race. Crossing the start-finish line, we completed lap 78.
Yeah, as the outside line is formed really well, as now the Manning Motorsports guys are showing their nose up at the front of this field. Maybe still being a little conservative. They haven't decided to take it down to the inside. He has now Jordan Whiting to the inside of Campbell. That's going to affect those guys up on the outside of trying to make a move to the bottom, as now they've got to run. Haldane's going to follow behind these Manning Motorsports cars, is now they're going to the inside. Here they come, led by Chad Guenishman. They are going to move to the inside. They're up to P3 up on the bottom.
This is going to be a great move that Manning Motorsports needed here. They're already contending for the lead. They got some pretty fast cars on the inside. Everybody is trying to see what they can do to help out Rob Collier, but it's not going to be enough. The 97, your new leader of this race, completing lap 79 right there. Going into turn 1, we're still side by side for the lead. These guys are pushing really hard. We got Alexander Light making good work out of his pushing game with the O2 as Javon Thompson is sitting there for support. On the bottom side, it's Manning Motorsports versus the world.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. 15 laps to go. Manning Motorsports versus the world up on the outside. No help to the bottom for Manning Motorsports, as now Collier goes back to the lead. All the help from behind with Alexander Light, who has been pushing extremely aggressive, trying to maintain that position, trying to be right where he wants to be at the end of this race to make a move on Collier, as they're going to continue to lead up on the outside as the Manning Motorsports guys are fading on the bottom. No more help for them, as now Steven Downton's going to clear him up on the outside. The top 5 have cleared the inside line of Manning Motorsports.
Outside line prevailing once again. We're 3 wide back here with Jordan Whiting in the 24. He goes 3 wide with the 70. This is what Manning Motorsports kind of needed right here to try and gain a little bit more ground from the top lane. They're still working them over, but the Manning Motorsports not getting the ground like what they needed to stay relevant up front. They might need a little bit more. Jordan Whiting now on the outside of Steven Downton in the 09. He's making work out of this, and he's all by himself. Is anybody going to go with him and try to push him to the front? Brad Haldane goes with him. We're 3 wide going through the tri-oval.
We're still 3 wide. Whiting's got a great run. Haldane behind him. We got 11 cars in this lead pack battling it out for the win here at Talladega. As Jordan Whiting leads the outside line. We're going 3 wide here through turns 1 and 2. This is insane. As now Henderson is backed up to Steven Doughton as they're going to try and set up a run. Matt Yost behind Steven Doughton now. Does he look to the outside? No, he doesn't. It looks like Haldane's a little squirrely there behind Jordan Whiting as the outside line is going to prevail as now Collier takes him to the outside line.
A 3 wide situation that the 24 kind of forced right there. The 93 needed to block him. He go way high. This is what Manning Motorsports needed. Now they got the run on the inside. They're challenging for the lead. The 97, the 02, side by side for the lead of this race. Going into the tri-oval now. The 97's going to try to lead at the start-finish line. We'll see. It's going to be a photo finish right here. It's still going to be Rob Collier. Rob Collier leading this pack going into turn 1.
That outside line is working extremely well as now Whiting's going to fall in behind Javon Thompson. We got 4v3 as the Manning Motorsports guys have found the momentum and they are riding that wave as they go down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch this time by. Collier continues to lead. We have Chad on the bottom, all the help from his teammate Manning. Manning is just locked to his bumper. They are glued. They are pushing as hard as they can to get to the front of this field as Collier continues to lead into turn 3.
Manning Motorsports making a great run on the inside. These guys are holding very strong. Tim Henderson might be coming down to help out these Manning guys on the bottom lane. That 20 car working his way back up to the rear bumper of the 98 of Mr. Campbell right there. Rob Collier, that was pretty close. I think he did lead that lap at the moment. Going into turn 1, they still got a very strong outside lane. It's incredible what this Manning Motorsports crew is able to do on the inside. Just 3 cars. Again, Manning Motorsports versus the world, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, as they continue to run right there, locked to each other's bumpers, as now that 99 is losing a little bit of gap there to the 97 as the outside's forming. Here comes Matt Yost in the middle as Campbell throws a little bit of a block. Does not want him getting to the outside of him. Doesn't want to slow their line down. As now Matt Yost is going to go to the bottom and try and catch up to those Manning Motorsports guys and help push them, help their cause to get back to the front of this field. As Collier is leading through the tri-oval. Manning Motorsports led by Chad Gwinishman on the inside. Haldane's looking to the outside of Whiting. We're going to go 3 wide across the stripe.
Coming into turn 1 now, Manning Motorsports did lead that lap. The 97, the 99, and 98 making a very strong running on the bottom side. We've got Matt Yost now forming up with the Manning Motorsports guys. Maybe the 24 is going to try to go down there and help out their cause. The 02, though, still holding very strong on the outside with the 3, 93, 39, and the 09, 20, 24 behind them.
As we are Dega Boys, 10 laps to go here at Talladega. Coming again, 9 laps to go. As the outside line led by Haldane is making it happen. Steven Doughton found his dancing partner of Haldane. They've worked together all day long. They found each other here again late. Can they make that outside line work? As Matt Yost is on the inside helping out those Manning Motorsports cars. He's onto the inside of Javon Thompson. The outside line's fading. Chad led that lap. Can he continue to lead? As now Alexander Light's looking to the outside of Rob. Rob's going to defend it, and they're going to go side by side for P2 here into off of turn 2.
Manning Motorsports now looking like they might be controlling this race. They got very fast race cars on the inside. Rob Collier trying his best to hold on to the outside. Maybe a little bit of 3 wide situation here with Yost. Not going to happen this time by. Going into 3 now. We're still side by side for P2 with Rob Collier. The outside lane is just losing it. They need to get organized to be able to compete with this Manning Motorsports group. The 99 now pulls out for the 02. We're going to see, no, it doesn't happen. The 99 comes back down behind the 97. Coming across start-finish line now. Manning Motorsports still leading this lap.
Chad Gwinishman continuing to lead. His teammates are pushing him extremely well. As now it looks like the Haldane all by himself on the outside with no help. As we're coming off of this turn here, headed down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch. Collier got help from White still as the Manning Motorsports have cleared on the inside line. The outside line's dissolving. Jordan White is going to go to the inside line. Matt Yost is down there. Tim Henderson is down there. They're losing ground to the Manning Motorsports guys. They have taken control of this race.
Organization is what these cars need to be able to compete with the Manning Motorsports guys. What they are doing right now is so detrimental to their race. At the moment, they need to get single file. They need to make a run. It's not happening at the moment. They gotta realize this, though. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and the Manning Motorsports crew is just running away with this. They really need to get organized, and Matt Yost, being the leader of this pack right now, needs to organize something.
Down the stretch of this race, Matt Yost, Rob Collier, they've worked really well together throughout this race. They are now lined up nose to tail, trying to get back up to the front of this field as they're going by lap traffic on the outside. Collier looks to the outside of Matt Yost. He's looking to find a little bit of running room to make something happen as we're single filed out here. Now Yost to the outside of Campbell. All the help from Collier. Here comes the outside line.
The outside lane being led by the 70 car of Matt Yost. Oh, a little bit of a bad bump there by the 02 car. Almost got into the 98 as the 70 car continues on. Some great driving there. A little bit of a blocking by the 99. He's trying to keep him behind him. It doesn't work. Manning Motorsports, they're coming under attack by Matt Yost. Matt Yost still side by side. He's side by side with the leader now. Matt Yost going down the back straightaway. He's going to have a great run going into turn 3. We might see a new leader of this race. It is Matt Yost with Rob Collier behind him. New leader.
Matt Yost, from leading this race earlier, gets turned from the lead. He's back in the lead. Help from his teammate Rob Collier. These two guys work extremely well together. Now they've got the 39 of Haldane behind him. He's looking to the outside. Tim Henderson's behind him. Here comes Alexander Light way to the outside. Yost is going to shut the door on Chad. He's going to leave Collier out to hang. We got 5 laps to go here at Talladega.
Matt Yost just pulled the most absolute Chad move right there to get in front of Chad Gwen-Exman. He knows what he needed to do. He executed. Now he's got to keep the Manning Motorsports crew behind him. Can he do it? It looks like he is going to do it. He's got his teammate charging back on the outside. This is the perfect scenario that Yost and Collier needed. The Collier's got a good organized run behind him. Let's see if he can capitalize on it. The 97 might be making a run on the outside, though. If he's going to pull out, he's going to have to do it real soon to gain control back of this race. And there he goes to the outside. Through the tri-oval, Matt Yost is hung out to dry on the bottom side. The 97 leads this lap.
Whoa, does it look like Manning got sideways? Collier had to lift to not run him over. Now Collier's looking down. We got a wreck in the back. Alexander Light's around.
Steven
no
Dalton.
Caution. We're still going green flag racing up here in the front as Alexander Light's going to save it. What a save as we're going to be racing down the backstretch. Chad continues to lead. Now Manning looking to the outside. Chad's going to come and cover the outside, get in front of his teammate. Here comes Collier, side drafted with Manning. Here comes Yost, back to the bumper of the 0-2. We got 7 cars left up here at the front of this pack, battling for the win here at Talladega.
Manning Motorsports on the outside. They've got Brad Haldane, Javon Thompson behind him. On the inside, we still got the 2 teammates of Collier and Yost. Manning Motorsports, though, they have the advantage with their 3 teammates there. Let's see what they can do now. Leading to the end of this race, we're looking at just 3 more laps to go. 3 more completed laps. We're seeing a little bit of a gap here between the 99 and 97. The 39 trying to capitalize on that. Coming off of turn 2 now, we're going to be seeing some runs. Coming down the back straightaway, this is not the position Chad Gwen-Exman wants to be in. Now, the 39 getting a huge push by the 93. Look at that! Almost sideways, almost wrecking. Going into turn 3, the 99 shuts the door on the 39. What an absolute Chad move that he just pulled there. Manning Motorsports taking control of this race once again.
Oh, as Manning gets turned by Haldane, the big one, and all the leaders have wrecked.
All the leaders.
All of them have wrecked. Oh my goodness. Off of turn 4, the leaders all tangled up. Manning into the wall, hooked by Haldane.
The big one happens here. The leaders of the pack, they all wreck. Unbelievable.
Wow, that was some insane racing for the lead. We saw some aggressive blocks, some aggressive moves. And then it all comes down to a yellow. Chad is your leader at the line. Rob Collier, Matt Yost must have made it through. But that just divided the Manning Motorsports dominance up at the front of this field.
Jay, let's go back and look at this yellow flag here. Let's see what happened between the 39 and the 99 here. Coming off of turn 4 now. Oh, just a little bit of a bad block there. And the 39 gets into the 99. The 93 gets caught up into it. Let's go back. Actually, I want to look at it one more time here. Let's go on board with the 39 and see what he saw. Here's your Dega Boys cam on top of the 39. And that's all she wrote, folks.
I don't think I've ever seen a wreck at Talladega where your 7 leaders all get piled in one accident. That was just a pit lane here before we set up for one of those Nexus overtime finishes here at Talladega.
Look at this, Jay. Matt Yost, Michael Campbell, Stephen Downton, Tim Henderson. They're all staying out.
The track position is king. If you don't have a lot of damage, this is what you need to do.
Quick repairs are going on these cars. The 99 getting it. The 02 getting it. Maybe the 97 might have gotten it there. These guys coming out with their backup cars, ready for a fresh and new fight. Here is Rob Collier. He is now in P8 position. Javon Thompson in P7. It really doesn't matter, though, here, Jay. All these guys are going to get all bunched back up again, and we're going to go racing.
Yeah, anybody in the chat watching the stream at home, you guys have seen one of these amazing Nexus races. We called it at the top. We were in store for one of these amazing classic Nexus races, and we have seen it. We've seen amazing racing all throughout. And then we have a big wreck for the lead coming to get 2 to go at the line. Set us up for one of these Nexus overtime finishes at Talladega. There's not anything more you could ask for. This has been exciting.
Absolutely it is. An overtime finish in Nexus. This is going to get crazy. The King of Camo in the chat. God, I love oval racing. But, sir, I do too. I love it. Thank you for coming out, commenting, and watching. A great supporter of our channel. Real quick, let's just talk about this. The King of Camo, great supporter to the Dega Boys channel. Make sure you guys go check him out. Give him a like and a subscribe. Go comment on their stuff. Tell them the Dega Boys sent you. Jack, back in the chat. He gave us a HE double hockey sticks. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Justin Johnson, you still believe? I do. That number 98's doing a phenomenal job. He's up there at the front. He's going to be going side by side with the 70 on this restart.
Yeah, as it looks like we are doubling up here. Lights are off on the pace truck. If you are sitting down, it's time to get on your feet. Get ready for this Nexus overtime finish. We are doubling them up now. Lights out on the pace vehicle. And you know what that means, Tom.
We are going green flag racing. Jay, look at this. Robert gassed up the P4. Wow. What a great turnaround by this 87 car. Stephen Downton finding himself back in P5. Michael Campbell, Matt Yost. That's going to be your front pack here. Your 2 lead cars. These guys are going to be leading the field to green. We've got Tim Henderson, Stephen Downton, even Dallas Seward up here as well. This is going to get good, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Johnson in the chat. We are believers until the end. Manning Motorsports for life. What a great fan they got right there.
Alrighty, these drivers know what's in front of them. A win at Talladega. Our front row, Matt Yost and Matt Campbell, have been up front all day long, and now they're in position to get the win here at Talladega. The pace car is going to be leaving the track here soon, and they are going to be seeing the green flag for Nexus overtime finish at Talladega.
And who better to capitalize on this than Matt Yost? Matt Yost having some terrible luck in the past seasons. This is his time to shine. He's ready. He's got teammates behind him. He's got teammates on the outside of him. That 98 car being a lone car out there by himself. He's got his teammates all the way in the back. We're going to be seeing these guys get together, though. I suspect. We're in the restart zone now. Green flag is out in the air. The 70 car gets a great jump. The 98 switches lanes before the start-finish line, but it might be a little bit of a loose situation there. Steven Doughton not getting a great restart, not what he wanted. The 70 car, though, he is out front, the leader of this race with the 98 car, and Michael Campbell behind him. We see a little bit of jockeying back here, looking at a 2-wide situation. We got Rob Collier on the inside of Dallas Seaward, 3 wide, back here in the middle. With the Manning Motorsports. Oh, we're getting turned! Matt Yost is around the 98 car! Turned him! Going down the back straightaway. The 98 grabbing a lot of damage.
Oh, the drama, it continues as Matt Yost gets turned off the front nose of Matt Campbell. Oh my goodness, who's the leader now? This race just gets flipped on its head.
We jinxed it, Jay. We jinxed it. We said it right before the restart. This is Matt Yost's time to shine. He got turned going down the back straightaway. Let's go look at this yellow flag. See what happened here between the 70 and the 98. Let's get a little bit of a different view here. Let's go on board with the 98 actually and see what he saw. Coming off of turn 2 now.
Again, what we've seen all day long, those bad bump drafts.
Bad bump drafts, that's right. Unfortunate. Let's go back one more time. Let's look at this from a bigger perspective here. Let's see who else got involved, because I feel like there's a lot more than these 2 cars here. Tim Henderson getting involved there. Everybody else looking out to make pretty well. Not a lot of damage to the cars here. Great job by everybody avoiding that wreck. But check this out. The 09 leading the field once again.
Oh my goodness. He is going to be trying to finish this race in P1, which would be back-to-back here at Talladega for Steven Doughton. He is your leader. Rob Collier and Travis Manning. They were just involved in that last wreck. Had to come in and get some fixes on their cars. Another P2, P3. Alexander Light. He was done and out of it before the last caution. He's up to P4. Jordan Whiting. He's survived all the carnage tonight up to P5. See if he has a quick repair left. No, because he was involved in that wreck earlier. He might not have one. Look at the wheel work there. Oh my goodness. As long as you got a skinny pedal, you're still in this race.
Yes, sir. Yep, good.
My mic was muted. Hey, look, We brought you back down to the booth here because we saw that you find yourself in the position again of leading this race for a green-white checkered. What is going through your head right now?
Don't die.
Well, you know.
I need to get to the outside. The outside is the preferred line here with this car, but everybody wants to keep going down to the inside, so I might just stay here and hope for the best. I really just want to finish. I need a good point stay. The last 2 races have been crap, so I'm really hoping for a good point stay here.
You got some really good pushers behind you. You got that 99 car of Travis Manning, and then behind him you've got Jordan Whiting there. So a lot of support that you have. You do have Rob Collier on the outside of you with Alexander Light behind him. Maybe a little bit of an opposition there. How do you feel about your chances with that?
King Rob is up top. He's in the preferred line. I'm going to hope for a miracle.
Hoping for a miracle out of this 09 car. Thanks, Steven, for coming up. We'll take you back down.
Thank you, sir.
That was Steven Downton. He is leading this race at the moment.
Yeah, as we are doubled up here. Lights are off on the pace truck. Steven Downton says he's looking for a miracle. He's got Showtime Rob Collier lined up on his outside for this restart. Manning on his bumper. Who gets the best restart here and takes advantage of this race as we're going to go back into a second Nexus overtime finish here at Talladega.
Jack's back in the jack here. That's how we do in Manning. They blow crap up and bring it back together. Come back out up on top. He also said, this is wild. Great job to the announcers as well. Thanks, Jack. We appreciate that. Put a lot into this. We really enjoy it, too. This is probably one of our favorite days to come out here and broadcast these Nexus Sim Racing Leagues. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, coming off of turn 4 now, we are going into another overtime finish. Pace car is off the racing surface. We're going to be seeing Steven Downton leading this field to green. You just heard his interview. He may not be a little bit confident on the inside, but he's got some great pushers there. Greg Shaw on the outside. It looks like he might be a little bit of an issue there for Brad Haldane. Nonetheless, in the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We're green flag racing. The 09 getting a great jump with the 99 behind him. And they're going to be pushing each other going into turn 1. Rob Collier looking to make a little bit of a comeback on the outside with the 3 car of Alex Light behind him. We're side by side for the lead through 1 and 2 right now. And coming off the exit, it almost seems like the outside lane is going to have that run down the back straightaway. Jordan Whiting needs to get on the rear of that 99 to make something happen. It's not going to happen. Jordan Whiting goes up to the top. Rob Collier leading this race.
Wow, that 45 car, the whole front end's ripped off that thing. He's up here at P3. Here comes Haldane on the outside. Help from Javon Thompson. Rob Collier continues to lead over Alexander Light. Here off of turn 4. Are we going to make it to the white? Are we going to make this race official? It's now Haldane to the inside of Alexander Light through the tri-oval. Haldane to the bumper of Collier. Here we are. The white flag is in the air one more time here around Talladega. Haldane, he lost all his momentum. He's fading. As now Javon Thompson behind Alexander Light. We're going to go through 1 and 2 here for the final time. Where did Chad come from? He's up to P4. Here comes Whiting. And now Manning. Can he get back linked with his teammate? Of Gwinningsmith, can they make another challenge for the lead? As now Collier leads down the back. As now Javon throws a block on Chad. We're side by side for P3 here through 3 and 4. Whiting behind Javon Thompson. Can they get a run? We're coming through turns 3 and turn 4 for the final time. Does Alexander Light wait to the tri-oval? As now the out back is fading. We got the top 3 up here. Chad, he's got to set something up. Alexander Light is peaking. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be showtime. Rob Collier, he wins at Talladega.
A great finish to this race. Rob Collier coming back out up on top, winning this race. Alexander Light behind him. and Chad Gwenigsman finishing P3. What a great race these guys just put on. Great finish as well.
What a race. What a race. We got exactly as advertised the best iRacers in the business here in Talladega. It comes down to 2 Nexus overtime finishes, and Rob Showtime Collier ends up taking the victory. What a race.
What a race indeed. Indeed it was. Rob Collier coming back out up on top, winning this race. Fantastic job by this O2 team to stay ahead, keep his nose clean, and come out to lead the final lap. The checker flag goes to the O2 car here at Talladega. Let's bring up Chad Gwenigsman here in the number 97 car and interview him. Hey Chad, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you guys.
Chad, what a phenomenal race you and Manning Motorsports put together. You guys had a plan. You guys executed it all day long. At the end there, a little bit of bad luck happening there. None to most doing there, but nonetheless, the 97 comes back and finishes P3. Tell us a little bit about your race and what were any of the struggles that you guys ran into.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. I think kind of the goal we've done every time Travis and I work together is just try to keep the car clean for the end, which both of us did until the last 10 laps. I think we had one issue where he spun me, but off at 2, but didn't get any damage, and glad nobody else got collected. That was just trying to push through hard through the corner. But yeah, we tried to keep the cars clean, and then at the end when he got turned coming off 4, I got hit pretty hard in the right front, and I thought I had a bunch of damage, but it was only like 10 seconds. So at that point, we just lost too much track position and ran out of time there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, still a phenomenal... That restart right there that you had, I mean, you took advantage of every situation that you could. But what was your strategy just leading up to or after the last restart there and trying to get that 97 back up to the front?
Yeah, it was pretty much, I think, I restarted 7th or 9th on that second to last one. Or maybe and it was pretty much just take any open hole there was. I think Travis was a couple rows ahead, but he got up to 3rd, and then I just got stuck in 8th or 9th place on that last restart, maybe 7th, I don't remember. But it was basically just take every hole you get in every run, just because if they wreck again, you need to be as far up as you can for the last restart, or just keep the momentum up.
Absolutely. Well, a great run that you had tonight, a great run that really Manning Motorsports did. I know you guys practiced a lot for this race and your setup building and your philosophies that you guys had. You guys did come out here with a phenomenal piece. You guys grabbed pole and really proved during the race that you guys just had dominant cars. Just a spectacular showing that you had. Thank you for that. Jay, that's all I have for Chad there. What do you got for him?
Yeah, I don't have anything for you, Chad. I mean, you pretty much summarized everything I was going to ask you. So I just want to say congratulations. And if there's anybody else you want to thank for your performance tonight.
Yeah, just thank Travis and Mike for working with me tonight. I think we worked pretty well together. I think at the end we just got separated, lost track position, didn't work out. I want to thank those two. And then thanks Steven for putting on the league. Thank you guys for broadcasting, and congratulate Rob on the win.
Absolutely. Thank you for the kind words right there, Chad. We appreciate you and giving us the great content. We hope to see you in the next one.
Yep, thank you guys.
That was your 3rd place finisher for tonight, Chad Gwenigsman, the number 97 car. Let's go ahead and bring up this number 3 of Alexander Light. Alex, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alex, what a phenomenal race you had. I mean, you ran pretty much 95% of that race with a broken car on that last restart there. You go ahead and you get yourself a brand new one out on the racetrack, and you make the most of it coming home P2. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, so we got damaged pretty early on. I don't remember where it was. I think it was one of the first wrecks. We got tagged in the rear, got a little bit of damage, but the car, for some reason, it didn't seem like it affected the air too much. We could lead a little bit, but we weren't able to do a great job at it, so we were better as a pusher. And we ended up linking up with Rob in the middle of the race, getting some really good runs with him. So when I lined up behind him towards the end of the race, I'm like, okay, we can do something with this. And so the goal was just to get up to him as quick as we could to try and just get out to the front. But we actually got a little lucky towards the end. So you guys saw on the broadcast, I got turned sideways, almost brought out a caution. Don't know how it didn't, because the car almost came to a stop and sideways on the track. I got wheel damage and everything, but I had my fast repair still. So I was waiting for a caution, hoping one would come out, and it came out with like 2 to go.
Yep.
So I was able to get the fast repair, got an extra caution because we were back in like 9th place, and that got us up to the front. And then, yeah, the rest is history.
I mean, first off, a phenomenal drive. Second off, a phenomenal strategy. It all lined up for you. The stars aligned, and now we see that 3 car coming home in P2. A great run by that team tonight. Congratulations. Jay, that's all I got for Alex. What do you got for him?
Yeah, Alex, you said that you were more of a pusher tonight. Did you think you might have had something there for Rob when you guys cleared out for the lead there on the last lap?
Yeah, I was hoping I was going to. So when we got clear of Steven, we moved down. We kind of like moved around a little bit trying to find a line. We saw some guys making moves on us, so we moved to the bottom. And coming to the finish, I was hoping I was going to be able to leave a little bit of a cushion to be able to get a run off of 4, to be able to give him something in the tri-oval, maybe even get some help from Chad behind. But unfortunately, it just didn't seem to have that extra oomph that it needed to get around him. So we just kind of settled in at second.
Well, there's nothing bad with a second place finish. Great result tonight. Is there anybody you want to thank for your performance here?
Yeah, I want to shout out to our organization, Limitless Esports, for supporting us and being there for us. I also want to send a shout out to Reve, one of our newer sponsors, Hilton Hotels, and any of our other sponsors I might be forgetting. And also shout out to Greg for getting me the setup last minute, since I hopped into the sim at like 8:30 to be able to get in for qualifying and get in for the race. Oh, and a shout out to my wife for turning on my computer and getting it all set up for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out tonight, Alex. Thanks for the great content. Thanks for the great driving. We truly appreciate you coming out, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too. That was your P2 finisher for tonight. Now, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring down old Showtime. Showtime, Rob Collier. Do you have a copy? This is Thomas and Jay in the booth.
I got you guys.
What a way to capitalize off of others' misfortune, coming out here and winning this Talladega just crazy race. I mean, honestly, right? I mean, are we all in the same boat here? This was just a fanatic crazy race.
Hell, I think hell's freezing over. I didn't die, so first time I didn't die at a plate track and I won it, so I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, Rob, you've had some terrible luck here with the plate racing. You come out here tonight, you keep your nose clean. You had to use a quick repair there, but you saved it at the end when it counted. And you come out and you win this race. Just crazy circumstances, you know. Just awesome you got to finally get that super speedway win.
Heck yeah. I mean, shit, it's nice to be on the other side of all this and have it a little bit easier at the end. I lucked out with Alex restarting behind me there at the end. He was able to run with me pretty well earlier when I was basically controlling the top there until they started doing 3Y shenanigans back there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so just go and tell us, like, what was going through your head on that final restart? You had Steven Downton on the inside of you. We actually pulled Steven into a little quick interview there saying that the outside lane is dominant. It's going to be very hard to hold off Rob there. But he had great pushers behind him. He had the 99, the 24, and then on the top side there, you had Alex Light, and you had that broken 45 car who already used his quick repair. Were you worried about maybe not getting that push you needed on that final restart?
I wasn't too worried. Hell, I didn't even know the 45 was that badly damaged still. I went in the replay and saw him. I was like, damn. And he was hanging up there for a minute.
Well, good. It worked out for you, Rob. You ran a phenomenal race. You did a great job keeping that O2 car clean. Congratulations on your win. What a huge win it is for you and that team. But again, congratulations. Jay, that's all I got for Rob. What do you got for him?
Yeah, Rob, just an amazing race. I mean, your survival at the beginning and then the different strategy you guys implemented. Then you were there at the end and got the great push. Wow. An amazing race, and we have Showtime win the race. I mean, it's just poetic justice, right? So, who do you have to thank for your amazing performance here tonight and finally getting that plate win?
Oh yeah. Thanks to you guys for calling this race. Hopefully, the way it sounds, it's a pretty good show for you. Mainly just give a shout out to the rest of the Zip Tie guys. Um, I'm pretty proud of just how much they've gotten better, how much they improve with plate racing. So that's SK, Javon, Matt Yos. Like I got them all running the same stuff as me, and they're getting better and better every week. So hopefully you'll be seeing more and more of them up front. Because hell, if I heard right, SK led the most laps. So yeah, that's scary.
I would. I would say that that's pretty accurate right there. We saw the 09 up front a lot tonight. So, a great
Thanks
collaboration from your team there. We're seeing some great performances, not only out of Rob, but out of his teammates too. Congrats again there, Rob, for your win. Thank you for coming out and giving us some great content, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Alrighty, guys. Have a good one.
You too. All right, man. What an absolute crazy race that we saw, that we got to call here, Jay, tonight. It was amazing. I just, we saw a lot of different strategies. We saw people not taking their quick repair, waiting for the end of the race, using it when it needed, and then they get a great finish out of it. We saw some misfortune out of some, and others capitalize. What did we truly see, though?
Yeah, we called it. From the beginning of the night in pre-race, we said we were some vibe in the air. We could just tell this was going to be one of them classic Nexus races. And that's what we saw. From the very beginning of the race, we had a caution early. A lot of guys had to take their quick repairs. And then we went and strung out a little bit and had a little bit of strategy played into it, trying to survive, log some laps. And then the wrecks kind of creeped back in. We had a crazy pit road sequence, cars sliding through the grass, sliding through their pit stalls. And then a caution that regrouped them back up. We saw 2, 3, sometimes even 4 wide racing throughout the pack. Guys being really aggressive with the pushes, trying to get to the front of the field. And then it caps it off with 2 Nexus overtime finishes that were just thrilling and exciting to watch. It was not over till it was over. And then at the end of the night, Showtime, Rob Collier finally gets a plate win. He crosses the start-finish line first and takes the dub here in the Motor City Cup Series at Talladega.
Nowhere else could you find racing like that. Right here from the Dega Boys channel, broadcasting all of the Nexus League racing. Make sure you guys come out here, give us a little bit of a support with likes, comments, and subscribes. We truly appreciate it. Jay has been working extremely hard on this channel. It's been something that Jay and I, we talked about it in a hotel room, and we're like, we're doing this. And then March 2023 till now, we hit 600 subscribers, a huge milestone for us on our quest to 1,000. Thank you guys, everybody who came out and gave us a like, a comment, and subscribe. We truly appreciate it. It means a lot to us. I want to give a shout out here to, again, the King of Camo, a great supporter of our channel. Make sure you guys go like, comment, and subscribe over there. Tell them the Dega Boys sent you. I want to also thank Dallas Seatward for being a huge supporter of our channel. It means a lot to us. Thank you, Dallas. And I want to thank, again, everybody who came out and watched this beautiful masterpiece of a race here at Talladega. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow at the broadcast there. Thanks again. We'll see y'all later.